This is Dr. Pepper Championship Weekend.
There is a festive atmosphere here in Charlotte, North Carolina for tonight's sold-out Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. Tens of thousands of Virginia Tech and Florida State fans haven't let a cold, damp day dampen their enthusiasm, and both schools have much to be excited about. Virginia Tech has won 10 straight games, led by ACC Player of the Year quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Florida State has 9 wins for just the second time in the last 6 seasons. But Christian Ponder, their quarterback, has a sore right elbow. Will he start, or will it be E.J. Manuel, a dual threat who's been an effective stand-in for Ponder the last 2 years? No matter who the quarterback is, the Noles are fired up and ready to battle Virginia Tech in the ACC Championship game. Welcome, everybody, to ESPN's College Football Primetime and Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. This is the 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game between 2 of the top 21 teams in the country, Virginia Tech and Florida State. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough. Delighted to have you with us. There is breaking news in the moments leading up to the opening kickoff. A big question as to who the starting quarterback will be tonight for Florida State. Christian Ponder, their 3-year starter, has battled courageously through much of the season, shoulder injuries, and recently an elbow problem. Let's get more on the story. Here's Heather Cox.
Sean, moments ago, Jimbo Fisher did confirm that redshirt sophomore E.J. Manuel will start over star quarterback Christian Ponder. Now, both warmed up, but Coach Fisher said ultimately the decision came down to Ponder's long-term health. Now, for the last few weeks, they've been draining that injured right elbow, but this most recent drainage, blood as well as the typical fluid came out, which was certainly cause for concern for the team of doctors and Coach Fisher. Florida State fans, though, don't be alarmed. Manuel is 4-1 as a starter, and Sean, he's known for playing big in big-time games.
Yes, indeed, he is. He did start one game this year for Christian Ponder against Clemson, led them to a victory. How does it affect the game for Florida State tonight?
Well, the good news for Florida State is he's no stranger to this situation. He's been around it. I spoke to him before the game. He felt confident about it. He was throwing the ball very well. What changes a little bit with him, he's more of an accomplished runner than Christian Ponder. So I would expect to see a little bit more of the option game, which has been in Ponder's run. Manuel runs it a little bit better. The key will be how well he is able to see down the field and decipher what's going on. That was the one thing that they thought he needed, a little bit more experience.
The Virginia Tech Hokies, one of the great stories in college football this season, started the year very disappointing 0-2. It could have unraveled, but just the opposite happened. They have won 10 straight games, led by Tyrod Taylor, like E.J. Manuel, a dual threat.
All right, when you watch Tyrod Taylor, he's a joy to watch. And he's the ACC Player of the Year for a reason. Because he can beat you one of 2 ways. He can beat you with his feet, which we've seen many times before, and he can beat you with his arm. But the good news for the Hokies this year is that he's combined both. And now he'll take off and run, buy the time, use his eyes, keep them down the field, and he's been very accurate. So I think that's the big news for him. And oh, by the way, he's got a heck of a complement and some runners behind him.
3 very talented running backs behind Tyrod Taylor. They are our Dr. Pepper impact players. Darren Evans, David Wilson, and Ryan Williams.
And all three of them give you something different. Evans is the big power back, likes to run inside. Wilson has speed. They'll use him outside, get him in space. And Williams is the guy who can do both. He's got great feet in the hole, runs behind his pads well. I'm excited to watch these 3.
Here come the Seminoles. Off a rousing victory last week over their rivals, the University of Florida, as they ended a 6-game losing streak at the hands of the Gators. Can they get another big win tonight against Virginia Tech?
The 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game, brought to you by the Capital One Venture Card. What's in your wallet? Wrangler. For unbeatable comfort and value, you can count on Wrangler. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans. And Sprint, the Now Network.
With the Capital One Venture Card, we get double miles on every purchase. So we earned a holiday trip to the Big Apple twice as fast. Dinner! We get double miles every time we use our card. And since double miles add up fast, we can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
I want a mace, a sword, ow!
Get the Venture Card from Capital One and earn double miles on every purchase every day. Go to CapitalOne.com.
I wonder what it can be.
What's in your wallet? I'm a Wrangler guy. Always have been, always will be.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort, the right choice is Wrangler.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
The only visions dancing through my head this holiday season are Denny's new cranberry orange pancakes, gingerbread French toast, and the 18 other everyday options I can only get on Denny's Build Your Own Holiday Slam. What is a sugar plum anyway?
And just a moment ago, the Virginia Tech Hokies took the field here at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. They have the edge in fan volume in this stadium. They're only about 2.5 hours from their campus in Blacksburg, Virginia. The history has not been kind, however, for the Hokies against Florida State. The Seminoles have won 13 of the last 14 meetings between these two schools. The great Virginia Tech coach Frank Beamer's just 1-8 against Florida State. They met in the first ACC championship game back in 2005. That one was won by Florida State in Jacksonville, 27-22. Dreary day all day long here in Charlotte. We've had rain, we've had hail, some light snowflakes. It snowed in the mountains just a couple of hours north and west of here. 36 degrees as we approach kickoff, and it isn't going to get any warmer. Perhaps the last moment of prayer for E.J. Manuel. You spoke to Christian Ponder. He thought he would be able to go tonight.
You know, Sean, he said he'd go as long as he could go, and he was trying to warm his elbow up at the time, and apparently the more he threw, the worse it felt. He said it was tight then, but he also said he had great confidence in Manuel. He said he's a big, powerful kid who can really make all the throws. And I had a chance to talk to Manuel as well, and with a little trepidation in his voice, he said, "I'm ready."
Virginia Tech won the toss and elected to defer. So the Hokies in white will kick off. Justin Meyer has a very strong leg. Slipped as he approached the ball on this wet field. And the return to the 34-yard line for Florida State. So here comes Manuel. Redshirt sophomore from Virginia Beach, Virginia. We mentioned he started and defeated Clemson in a solid performance in week 10 a little less than a month ago. They won that game 16-13.
Sean, what I'll be interested to see is how Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator, adjusts to the running style of Manuel.
Play action fake by Manuel, and a deep throw across midfield. Taiwan Easterling for Florida State fights his way down to the 38-yard line. Antone Exum and Kyle Fuller combine on the stop. 29 yards and a great start for the backup E.J. Manuel.
Well, and it doesn't take long for Jimbo Fisher, the primary play caller and head coach, to serve notice, to say, look, this is what you're going to be seeing all night long. We're going to move him. You're going to have to defend both his feet and his arm.
Jimbo Fisher has had a terrific first year as head coach at Florida State, 9-3, most wins by a first-year head coach in the history of the program. Hoping for a 10th win tonight with a bowl game still to come. Manuel, a deep throw on target, but Easterling could not hang on as he got popped by the safety, Eddie Whitley.
Well protected. He's able to take his time and survey the field. Now it's his zone. So he's got to get the ball over the top of Whitley, which he does. A little high. Ball should have been caught by Easterling. I like the poise of this Manuel. I mean, like we said, Sean, this is not new territory to him. He's done this before.
They stepped in at the end of last year when Ponder was hurt. Went 3-1 as the starting quarterback at the end of last season. Chris Thompson, the ball carrier, down to the 33-yard line for a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Here's the starting lineup for Florida State on offense, averaging 32 points per game. Thompson, part of a running back by committee approach for the Seminoles. Burt Reed is their leading receiver, and a veteran offensive line. That group has combined for 174 career starts. Rodney Hudson, again this year, won the Jacobs Trophy as the best offensive lineman in the ACC. 2nd year in a row he's won that, and he's been first team all ACC 3 times. First down, they convert on 3rd down to Rodney Smith. 22-yard line. Gain of 12, 1st and 10 Seminoles.
Sean, you spoke about this group right here. Outstanding protection. And it allows Manuel to be able to not only look to his first read, he comes back and goes to his 2nd read. That can only be done because of his protection. But what confidence. And he's playing within himself. This is an impressive start for Manuel.
Chris Thompson is the tailback. He gets the carry and got a yard. One of the reasons Manuel might be effective tonight is that Virginia Tech uncharacteristically has struggled defensively against the run. They're 68th in the country against the run. Stephen Friday, John Graves, Antoine Hopkins, and Chris Drager, the front 4. The leading tackler on the team is Bruce Taylor, along with Lindell Gibson and Jaron Gavea-Winslow. And in the secondary, Fuller's a true freshman. Davon Morgan, Eddie Whitley, and J-Ron Hosley leads the country in interceptions with 8. Manuel showing his running skills inside the 15. Chopped down at the 14, 2 yards short of the first down by Lindell Gibson and J-Ron Hosley.
This is the dimension that Florida State does not have when they have Ponder. Now this is a legitimate runner. This is a big man. This is Cam Newton-esque. He's 235 pounds. He's 6'4.5", and he can run. A long strider, but good toughness, not afraid to stick it up inside. And Bud Foster, their defensive coordinator, he's going to have to adjust to that.
Ty Jones has committed running back as Manuel goes out of the gun on 3rd down and 2. Given plenty of time again, has a man open, and it's incomplete. Easterling had it knocked away by Eddie Whitley.
Good defensive play by Whitley. But boy, you cannot have a more impressive opening series if you're the backup quarterback than this. That ball is right there, exactly where it had to be. That's a catch that has to be made. Whitley jumps in his face at the end, but Easterling should be having 6 right there.
There's 2 drops on the opening drive by Easterling. So here's Dustin Hopkins, sophomore from Houston. Dax Dellenbach will snap, and Sean Powell will hold, but it'll be after a Virginia Tech timeout. Both of these teams have outstanding field goal kickers and punters. Apparently some confusion on the Virginia Tech sideline, causing Frank Beamer to burn a timeout. Frank said when he first started coaching against Florida State, back in the heyday of those Florida State teams when they had 14 straight years of 10 wins or more, he said most of the time they had better teams than us. But in recent years, we've had the better teams sometimes and haven't won. So it's bizarre when you look at a 1-8 record for Frank Beamer against anybody.
Well, Frank Beamer, to me, runs as good a program as there is in the NCAA. And he does it year in and year out. And you know when you get a kid from Virginia Tech, they're going to be fundamentally sound and they're going to be tough kids.
32-yard field goal try by Hopkins, who's 17 for 23 for the year. And just inside the right hash mark. And it is good. Well, Christian Ponder could not start. E.J. Manuel did it. He was very impressive on the opening drive. That results in 3 points and caused some frustration for Frank Beamer.
Doc, I just got your email. I'm out for the season?
Don't worry about that. I switched to Sprint's $69.99 plan, so I get unlimited emails.
What does that mean?
It means I'm dropping you for my fantasy team, that's for sure.
What does that mean about my knee?
Oh, your knee's totally shattered. You see how hard that guy hit you?
I don't want to see...
Hey, relax. Not costing me any extra.
Only Sprint gives you unlimited text, web, and calling to any mobile for just $69.99. Sprint, the Now Network.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento. From one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
Hey, boss, do we have Aflac?
Yeah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah.
There's Aflac and there's everything else. Visit Aflac.com for an agent or quote.
Aflac! ESPN has a brand new channel, Goal Line. Every Saturday, we'll be your remote control, taking you around the country to see all the big moments live.
Tomorrow, there'll be a new #1.
ESPN Goal Line, Saturdays noon to midnight.
This telecast is available in 3D, presented by Sony.
Florida State with a 3-0 lead as the Seminoles score on their opening possession. E.J. Manuel 2 for 4 passing on that drive for 41 yards, but the 2 incompletions were both dropped by Taiwan Easterling. Dustin Hopkins, the 31-yard field goal, 8-play, 53-yard drive for the Seminoles. So now Hopkins will kick off. 36 touchbacks this season. Second highest total in the country. Only Oklahoma State has had more touchbacks. He has a very strong leg. It's a line drive. It scoots by Jaron Hosley. Well, the Hokies will begin at the 20, led by Tyrod Taylor. 41st career start. 33-7, by far the most wins for any quarterback in school history, and they've had some outstanding quarterbacks. One of those 7 defeats was against Florida State, and a game was a little unfair to have on his record. He was injured the first play of the game in 2008 and did not play thereafter, but still took a loss as the starting quarterback. And that was the last meeting between these two teams in 2008. After the fake, Taylor running away from trouble and throwing it away. Let's take a look at the rest of the offense for Virginia Tech around Tyrod Taylor. They're averaging 35 points per game, best in the ACC. Williams part of that 3-headed running back attack, and like Florida State, a veteran offensive line, particularly on the right side. Warren, the center, his 25th career start. Brooks, his 27th. And Christopher, the right tackle, his 36th career start. Brooks was all ACC at right guard, and Christopher, second team all ACC right tackle. Ryan Williams straight ahead. He got 9, came up a yard short of the first down. Florida State, a much improved defensive unit over a year ago under first-year coordinator Mark Stoops. They lead the ACC in sacks and second in the nation with 43. The leading tackler is the linebacker Nigel Bradham. And in the secondary, Xavier Rhodes, the freshman, the ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Singled out by Mark Stoops for particularly outstanding performance so far this year. On 3rd and 1, Williams has the first down, stays on his feet, and made the 37-yard line. Warriors tripped up by Anthony McLeod and Terrence Parks. A run of 9 for Williams, who missed 4.5 games this year with a torn left hamstring. He's just worked his way back in recent weeks.
And he's all the way back. Had a chance to speak with him yesterday, and he was excited about it. This is the first time that he's felt 100%, and this is the best of the 3. This is a legit running back.
Well, he has the best combination of inside and outside running ability. Evans is a bruiser inside. Wilson has excellent speed. Great bounce to the outside by Williams, and another first down. Run out of bounds across midfield at the Florida State 49 by Xavier Rhodes, 14 yards.
You mentioned him being the best all around, and this is what I mean by legit. He's the complete package. He has outstanding feet in the hole. He can make you miss. He can run behind his pads. By that I mean he's powerful. Not in terms of just carrying guys. He can run through people. But his vision, he sees everything, and he can get to where he sees. And that is unique. Not everybody sees the same thing. Not everybody can get there. He can do that.
Last year as a redshirt freshman, he set the single season school rushing record with 1,655 yards. Taylor slipped but didn't go down. Throws it incomplete. Looking for Jarrett Boykin, their leading receiver, with Xavier Rhodes in coverage.
This is just an example of great balance by Tyrod Taylor. His feet are going to go away from him. He's able to get his hand down and keep his balance. And then Xavier Rhodes on the top. It's just a freshman. This kid is a really good player. One of the biggest improvements that this Florida State defense made was him.
2nd and 10. Ryan Williams buried for a loss of about 4. Marcus White, the senior defensive end from West Palm Beach, with the stop. Mark Stoops, what a job he has done. Came over from Arizona, where he was defensive coordinator for his brother Mike. Turned that defense around. Inherited a group here at Florida State that was 108th in the country in total defense last year. And this year they're 39th. More importantly, they went from 94th in the country to 11th. They're giving up less than 18 points per game. Last year they gave up 30 per game. 3rd and long, 3rd and 14. Not much pressure on Taylor. And it's incomplete along the near sideline for Marcus Davis with Greg Reed in coverage.
He had nowhere to throw that ball. Good coverage down the field. You're going to watch Reed, number 5. He's going to take the outside receiver. But anywhere you want to look, there is a Florida State Seminole around a respective receiver. Good coverage all the way around.
So Greg Reed back to return the punt. He has 2 career punt returns for touchdowns. Brian Saunders, the punter, leading the ACC at 44.4 per punt. Hasn't had one block this year. These 2 programs both have excelled in recent years at blocking kicks. Fair catch made by Reed at the 16-yard line. E.J. Manuel getting some final instructions from Coach Fisher as they come on offense for the 2nd time tonight.
Are things different now that I'm not crushing quarterbacks every Sunday? Yeah, a little bit. But I still have a taste for greatness. So I love Dr. Pepper. The taste of these 23 flavors can never be equaled. Like me.
Pizza for McNabb.
I got it. Donovan.
Mike? What, man? Come on, Mike, man.
Still got it. There's nothing like a pepper. Trust me, I've sent people to the doctor.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento. From one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
To introduce Wendy's natural cut fries with sea salt, we've set up a human chain from coast to coast. So taste our best fries ever and pass them on. Pass them on. Share the news. We only use whole russet potatoes and sprinkle them with sea salt for a taste as real as it gets.
Oh, come on!
Come on! Come on! Finally, a fry worth sharing! When it's real. Share the fries!
Ever wonder how amazing it would be to experience life in another dimension? We did. Introducing a new dimension in television. Samsung 3D TV. The world's first 3D LED TV. That's the wonder of Samsung.
Ha! Got you flying kind of typhoon! Let's do that again!
For the first time, get all 4 Shrek movies in 3D and a 3D Blu-ray player when you buy an eligible Samsung 3D TV.
The 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. There's nothing like a pepper. And Kia. Now get great savings on the entire Kia lineup at the Kia New Model Celebration.
Great scene last night at the Epicenter in Uptown Charlotte. ACC Fan Central festivities. Both teams' bands played. Getting the fans pumped up for tonight's game, and they remain pumped up. The winner will be heading to the Discover Orange Bowl, the BCS bowl game. The loser will play in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta. Chris Thompson, the ball carrier. The ball is out, but there are whistles. And they're going to mark Thompson down just shy of the 20-yard line.
Watch Chris Thompson going in. You can see his north side of a southbound runner is down right there before the ball pops out.
Well, he was down since about the middle of Fan Fest last night. Thompson has outstanding speed. Behind Manuel, goes under center. Faked it to Thompson, who threw a nice block, and the pass is intercepted. And it's going to be run in for a touchdown by Gouveia Winslow. Jaron Gouveia Winslow, his second interception of his sophomore season, returned it 26 yards. Virginia Tech with a 7-3 lead after the extra point by Chris Hazley.
Jaron Gouveia Winslow, he gets the benefit of Bruce Taylor right here. Taylor does just as good a job as you can do of locating the receiver, finding the ball, and tipping it. And Gouveia Winslow takes it back. Now, he is the son of Kurt Gouveia, who I had a chance to play with the Washington Redskins. And Kurt Gouveia had the best instincts maybe that I've ever seen on a football field. And it looks like his son has those same things.
The sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia. 21st interception of the season where Virginia Tech timed them with Alabama for the most in the country. And in the last decade, the Hokies have had 209 interceptions, more than any team in the country. That's their 13th in their last 6 games.
They've always been opportunistic under Frank Beamer, and they've always played all 3 phases very well. And Frank Beamer himself is the guy who coaches special teams, and he's also the guy who puts a huge premium on turnovers.
Under Frank Beamer, the defense has now scored 82 touchdowns in his 24 years. Second defensive touchdown this season for the Hokies. They've officially changed it to a 24-yard return for Jaron Gouveia-Winslow. Justin Meyer kicks off. Beamer says he has a strong leg. Problem is he doesn't always know where it's going. It went to LaMarcus Joyner, who couldn't hang on and downed it. Here's Heather.
Sean, E.J. Manuel came off the field following that interception with his head held high. The first person to come to him, head coach Jimbo Fisher, who's still very involved in calling the offense. The second person to come over to him, starting quarterback Christian Ponder, who Manuel's filling in for. He continues to have a ton of confidence, a ton of poise, despite the mistake, and has his team rallying around him.
And Heather, this series right here will be good. I'll be interested to see what play they give him to let him get back up on his horse. Let's see if they don't just give him a little bit of rollout action and let the ball come out of his hand again.
Well, it is the 3rd interception of the season thrown by Manuel. It's compared to just 2 touchdown passes. While Ponder's thrown 20 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. Best ratio of his career. Chris Thompson ahead for 2. 8 minutes to go, first quarter. The ACC championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Virginia Tech leading Florida State 7-3.
You know, Sean, the guy who made that play the last series, Bruce Taylor, and what an active guy. What a good guy. We had a nice chance to sit down and talk to him, and great personality. Knows he's still learning how to play that position, but he's been getting better, and he's gotten better from the beginning of the season all the way through. And where his biggest area has been in his coverage.
Manuel in trouble on the rollout and drop for a loss. Back at the 19-yard line, Stephen Friday, the defensive end, senior out of Hampton, Virginia, and 2nd team all-conference this season, with the tackle for a loss, his 15th of the year.
Well, he just actually helped himself by slipping. Zebri Sanders was going to try to hook him, and he slipped right at the start. And because he was able to get going before Sanders could, he comes up and makes a big play.
Three wide receivers now on 3rd down and 11 for E.J. Manuel. Quarterback draw. And they weren't fooled. Lindell Gibson, the middle linebacker.
And that's just smart by Jimbo Fisher, just to let the offense just settle down. It's okay to punt right there. Not a big deal. Let your defense get back on the field, and they're fine.
And here's Sean Powell, junior from Rome, Georgia. 3rd in the ACC at 43.9 per punt. And the dangerous J-Ron Hosley back deep. He's returned one for a touchdown this year. Catches it at the 34. Gets a block. Didn't go very far. He told us yesterday, I always make the first dude miss. He made the first dude miss, but the second dude did not. Mr. Alexander, the tackle.
Media timeout.
ESPN Monday Night Football. Jets Patriots at 8:30.
Seriously, letting myself get sold into all these investments that I didn't even understand. I was so naive. I mean, I still need help, but not from some guy that's just going to sell me stuff. I need somebody who works with me, speaks a language I understand, and basically helps me make better decisions. Maybe I'm still being naive.
No hard sell, no attitude, no broker speak. It's different when you talk to Chuck.
In the drive to the championship, number 1 and number 2, Oregon and Auburn, survived because they had big second halves in their games.
Oregon and Auburn can see the finish line.
Follow the drive to the national championship all season long on College Football Final.
Well, Jay Wright has talked to his team about coming in.
How amazing is ESPN 3D? I know, it's like you're well-dressed right at me.
You don't like waiting, which is why you got the phone with the crazy fast processor. Because let's face it, waiting is so 2009.
Hello, Bistro?
The HTC Desire, because you want to do everything a whole lot faster.
Don't wait any longer to find the perfect holiday gift. Hurry to Alltel today for a great deal on the HTC Desire with Android technology. Now just $99.99.
Tyler Claus here. You know the boys at Brakes for Less sure can be a lifesaver. They know you're going to be traveling in the next few weeks, and they want you to do it safe. Now through the holidays, how about a $79 four-wheel brake job with a parts and labor guarantee? That's the kind of deal that makes a guy like me say, ho, 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 ho. Happy holidays from everybody at Brakes for Less.
Brakes for Less, home of the $79 four-wheel brake job. Stop in and see us at one of our 9 locations. Call 733-STOP.
And only available from Sports Illustrated. Call or go online now.
Enjoy your life, the precious moments you take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
This is Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN. Help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Log on to www.jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. First down, Virginia Tech leading 7-3. They set up a screen to Ryan Williams, and he's chopped down along the near sideline at the 40-yard line after a 5-yard gain. Good reaction to the play by Nick Moody, the sophomore free safety, their third leading tackler.
Yes, Sean, you and I had the opportunity to watch this Florida State defense against Oklahoma week 2 of this season. And what a difference between then and now. It shows up in their speed. It shows up in their secondary. And because of that, I think it's helped their defensive line, particularly Marcus White and Brandon Jenkins, their defensive ends.
Aaron Evans is checked in now at running back. And he gets the call straight ahead through the defense. They have an angle on him, and they knock him out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Mr. Alexander with the stop. They'll mark it at the 9. First and goal, Hokies. 51-yard run for Evans.
Now this is just power football up inside. Watch to Christopher right there. Here's the opportunity. And because he got up the field too far, he gets past him. And then Evans just hits another gear that not a lot of people think he has. But it's obvious on this one that he does.
First and goal from the 9. Evans again inside the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
They like the right side of that offensive line. John, you mentioned it at the start. That's the most experienced part of their offensive line, and they have a lot of confidence in it.
And Darren Evans took advantage of the great blocking on that side of the line to score his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Chris Hazley adds the extra point. 14-3 Hokies. 4.5 to go first quarter. Darren Evans, the touchdown, as the Hokies needed just 3 plays to go 65 yards. Evans had runs of 51 yards and 9 yards. 51-yarder, just 3 shy of the longest run of his career. And great work by that offensive line.
Particularly those two right there, 68, 62. James Brooks and DeChristopher.
Justin Meyer bounced the kickoff down to Greg Reed across the 30 before he got stood up.
Yeah, that's Brooks. That's DeChristopher. And everybody gets in the act down here. Nicely done by Younger, 31. He has force. He sees it. Gets on top of it. Now, here comes their free hitter. And that's Mr. Alexander, number 16. You cannot run into him. He's a powerful man. You have to wrap your arms and drive through. He made the mistake, and Evans made him pay.
E.J. Manuel handed it off to the wide receiver coming around. Burt Reed got about 7. Let's check in with Reese Davis in our studio.
Sean, we'll put our finger on the prime time pulse on ESPN2. UConn and South Florida are playing. That is a 3-3 game. If the Huskies win, they will go to the BCS. And on ABC, it is Oklahoma and Nebraska playing for the Big 12 title in their last meeting before the Huskers go off to the Big 10 next year. We'll keep an eye on everything for you, Sean.
Well, thank you very much. Connecticut wins that game. They'll likely head to the Fiesta Bowl. In trouble, Chris Thompson. And he's taken down by Jack Tyler, backup linebacker. Meanwhile, Mr. Alexander, who failed to wrap up Darren Evans on the touchdown run, might have also been injured on the play.
Yeah, well, you got to wrap. He tried to just hit him. Looks like he got something. Looks like with his neck there. I mean, I know I'm not a doctor. I should be drinking Dr. Pepper. I would have probably known that.
Well, you did drink a Dr. Pepper at the reception before the game tonight.
It was more than one. He's got to wrap his arms, and he knows it. That probably hurts more than the injury.
3rd and 5 now for the Seminoles. They had a nice opening drive that resulted in a field goal with E.J. Manuel quarterback. He throws, and it's caught by Taiwan Easterling with the defender draped all over him. Eddie Whitley looked to be well positioned to at least knock that down. But Easterling, who's already dropped a couple, held on for a 7-yard gain and a first down.
And this is pretty good protection. There really hasn't been much pressure up inside. He's been able to just take and pick. And what he picks is Easterling. And you're right, Whitley was right there for that ball. That ball just got right past, and Easterling came down with that one.
23rd straight game with a catch for Easterling. Outfielder on the Florida State baseball team. Manuel on the roll, has a receiver again. Easterling, another juggle, but he held on for a first down into Virginia Tech territory to the 36-yard line. Boy, he has been shaky so far tonight. 21-yard game for Taiwan Easterling.
Well, that could be a potential all-state good hands play right here, because it wasn't just one catch, it was 2. There's the first one, and there's the second one.
I think we should make a rule. It can't be the good hands play if you bobble it and then catch it. Because if you had good hands, you would have caught it the first time.
That was the non-good hands play.
He's their second leading receiver for the year with 38 catches now. A man open again, and it is caught. Willie Halstead couldn't stay on his feet. If he had, it was a touchdown. He went down at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Knowles.
Sean, that's a good hands play. And a double move. And he makes him bite. And Kyle Fuller, he bites like a big dog. Halstead comes down with it, not before he falls, and gives him 1st and goal.
That was the true freshman Fuller who went for the double move, and then Ty Jones punched it in. Touchdown, Florida State.
Just power. Just power inside and lower your pads. Just run right through. Really well done. And Exum, number 1, Anton Exum, learns the same lesson that Mr. Alexander did. Wrap the ball carrier. Don't hit him.
Dustin Hopkins has now made 81 consecutive PATs.
And with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Florida State responds and is back within 4.
I knew it.
Time for the good hands play, brought to you by Allstate.
Well, this is self-explanatory. That's a nice ball, a thrown. He has to have a little bit of kinesthetic sense right there. Little body part awareness, come back. That's a tough catch to make. But he comes down with it and set him up for a big touchdown.
Kinesthetic sense meaning?
Body part awareness.
They think Halstead
knows that.
Yes, of course. They think Halstead's going to be a star. They predict that for both Halstead and Rodney Smith, another sophomore receiver. Matter of fact, Jimbo Fisher, when he was at LSU, recruited Dwayne Bowe to LSU. James Coley, the offensive coordinator for Florida State, has compared the talents of Halstead and Smith to Dwayne Bowe, who is really emerging as a great star now in the NFL.
Kansas City, and you know, we watched Halstead earlier in the season, and you could see it's coming, and it looks like it's coming to fruition.
E.J. Manuel was 3 out of 3 on that drive for 61 yards as they went 68 yards on 6 plays. Hopkins kicks off. Down to the 1. J-Ron Hosley will not make the 20. There's a flag down right where he was tackled by Mike Harris. Brad Allen, the referee.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 43 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's on Jaron Gouveia Winslow. He scored the touchdown on the interception return. That's been a staple of those great special teams for years under Frank Beamer. There are a lot of starters out there. He doesn't run the backups out there and hope they do well. It's important to him. He has a lot of starters on special teams.
Yeah, and both these teams are young teams, and to accentuate your point, he likes to use the veterans on there.
Tyrod Taylor dumps it off short to David Wilson, and he's out of bounds at the 16. Here's Reese.
All right, Sean, we have a score in the Big 12 championship game on ABC, Oklahoma and Nebraska. Roy Alou Jr. Great cut, and now Joseph Ebellia is supposedly going to run him down. Who said Alou wasn't fast enough? Runs away from him, 66 yards. Huskers on top by a touchdown.
Trying to win the Big 12 in their last year in the conference. They'll head to the Big 10 next year. David Wilson, the ball carrier. All 3 of their talented running backs have handled the ball here in the first quarter, and Wilson picked up a first down. Tomorrow night, ESPN gets you ready for the bowl season. 8:15 Eastern, catch the final BCS countdown. With us, the official unveiling of each BCS bowl matchup. And then at 9, find out where your team will be playing this postseason in the bowl selection special, with a breakdown of each matchup from our experts. BCS countdown presented by Tostitos, and then the bowl selection special tomorrow night on ESPN.
See how they dropped that safety down, and then Tyrod Taylor changed it at the line of scrimmage.
Play action pass, and he fires, and it was almost intercepted. Great move on the ball by Greg Reed to break it up. Marcus Davis, the intended receiver.
Greg Reed does the right thing and he breaks it up, but Marcus Davis is going to learn he's got to come back to the football, because Reed does just that. He tracks the ball nicely, well protected. He knows where he wants to go with the ball. Marcus Davis never comes back to the football, and because of that, Reed is able to break it up. See, he waits right there. Another step forward, and there's a completion.
Reed was honorable mention All ACC this year. Mark Stoops says he has superstar potential, just 5'8". David Wilson, the ball carrier, driven back after a 1-yard gain by Anthony McLeod. It'll set up a 3rd down and long for the Hokies. That might be the last play of the first quarter. It has been an entertaining back and forth first 15 minutes.
And well officiated. That was a good call right there. They already had the ball marked. stops right there.
Doug Rhodes, supervisor officials in the booth here, so of course,
pretty much
an early Valentine for the officials. But it's true. The praise is well deserved. These are the best officials. They've all been graded all season long, and these are the highest rated officials at each position. It's not a crew that's worked together. It's the highest rated official at his position. So congratulations to them for earning their appearances here in the Dr. Pepper ACC championship game. 14-10 Hokies after one.
Get ready for bowl season with the ESPN Bowl Bound app. Text BOWL to 43776.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento. From one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
Hi.
The $2 meal deal. Is that really 3 items for $2?
Sure is.
So I buy a beefy 5-layer burrito and drink, and you throw in the chips for free?
No, you pay for the burrito and chips, and you get the drink for free.
Actually, the drink and the chips are $2, and the burrito is free.
Tell you what, just give me $2 and it's all free.
3 items, $2. Now that's a deal.
Let's do it.
Taco Bell's $2 meal deal. 4 different meals to choose from, each with a Taco Bell original, Doritos chips, and a medium soda. It's 3 for $2 and only at Taco Bell.
At Polaris, we designed a trail-dominating legend, the Sportsman XP, to lead a new team of smooth-riding trail runners. We made a versatile, powerful, mid-size Ranger, launching a new group of value-minded workhorses. And we made the ultimate hunting vehicle, the Ranger XP, even better, heading up a new team of hard-working hunting machines. From the #1 maker of ATVs and side-by-sides, Polaris, hardest working, smoothest riding.
Did you know Prilosec OTC can stop frequent heartburn before it begins? Heartburn happens when stomach acid refluxes into the esophagus. Prilosec OTC uses a unique delayed-release system that protects the medicine as it passes through the stomach's tough acid. Then it gets absorbed into the body, turning off many acid-producing pumps at the source. With just 1 pill a day, you get 24-hour heartburn protection, all day and all night. Prilosec OTC. Heartburn gone, power on.
And welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime and the 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ice skaters out last night. Cold enough for ice skating. 24 points in that first quarter between the two teams combined, the most ever in one quarter in the 6-year history of the ACC Championship game. First time Charlotte has hosted this game. Taylor on 3rd down and 9 as a man wide open after the scramble. Danny Cole, first down to the 49-yard line. Brandon Jenkins, the defensive end, ran downfield to make the tackle after a 28-yard gain.
Well, Danny Cole should go back and thank Tyrod Taylor, because this is all on the feet of Taylor. We spoke about it on the front end. He makes the first guy miss and finds that hole in the zone. Watch Cole, he's going to sit on top of the underneath defender. Taylor finds it.
3 for 7 for Tyrod. Now back to the ground game with David Wilson. Couldn't quite break free of the ankle tackle. He got across midfield and gained 3. Brandon Jenkins, another tackle with help from the middle linebacker Kendall Smith.
Well, they're excited about David Wilson, and with good reason. He has freakish athletic ability. A year ago, we saw him as a freshman. This guy does some things I've never seen before. I mean, he just has great speed, has great balance. He's learning how to become an everyday back, and he's learning how to run inside, but his speed to the outside is exceptional.
Taylor throws, first down. Jarrett Boykin to the 40-yard line of Florida State. Xavier Rhodes made the tackle. 8-yard gain on the completion to Boykin.
Boy, Taylor looks like he's just in control, doesn't he, Sean? He's just standing back there with confidence, knows what he's looking at, knows he has his feet if he needs them, but takes what's there. You can see the maturation from a year ago when we saw him to now. It's like night and day.
Leading the ACC in pass efficiency is Taylor. And a nice catch there by Marcus Davis on the short throw. He managed to turn it into a 5-yard gain. Perhaps even 6. They're going to mark it at the 34. Good for 6 yards. Greg Reed shoved him out.
And this is what they really like about Marcus Davis. Now, he's a big man. He's only a sophomore, barely 20 years old. He's 6'4", 230 pounds, and he can control the ball. He's big hands. He controls the ball well. There are parts of his game, like we showed you earlier. He must learn how to come back to the ball and those type of things, but he's got a bright future.
High formation now behind Tyrod Taylor. Fake to Wilson. Deep down the middle, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Terrence Parks. It was intended for Andre Smith, the senior tight end from Germantown, Maryland.
And Tyrod Taylor would love to have that one back. He pulled the string on it just a little too much. If he'd have put that on the line, he'd have had a completion and a big play. Instead, it hangs the tad, and Parks is able to come over and break it up.
Third down and 4. Taylor lofts it out for Wilson. Slowed down enough by Xavier Rhodes to allow the rest of the defenders, including Kendall Smith and Brandon Jenkins, to stop him, because if Rhodes didn't slow him up, he was gone.
They're going to bring a blitz inside, and then they're going to take Wilson and run him to the outside. And so even though the blitz doesn't get there, the coverage can't also get there. And Wilson just uses his speed and runs under that.
10-yard gain and a first down at the 24-yard line. Virginia Tech on the move, trying to add to a 4-point lead. Wilson as a hole, and has almost 8 yards before he was stopped by Nick Moody and Terrence Parks, the safeties.
And we talked about David Wilson and his kind of freakish athleticism. And there's things that he does at practice. We were at practice watching him, and he will simulate a play, and he'll run it full speed, and then he'll stop right in the middle and run backwards, step for step, like you're playing a Madden game.
Like you're running a film back.
It's amazing. And everybody stops and watches it, and it's amazing the way he does it. Great muscle memory.
Runs a 4.33 40. At media day last year, he did 8 consecutive backflips across their field. He's in trouble here and stacked up for a loss of a yard. Earlier this year, he climbed their basketball arena, jumped up on top of Castle Coliseum, climbed up some pillars, had a buddy of his take a picture of it with a camera phone to prove that he got up there. He's an interesting young man. Wears a shirt and tie to class every day. Show respect for the educational process. Did that throughout high school as well. Brian Williams has come in for him. On another big 3rd down and 5 from the 19. They are in field goal range for Chris Hazley. Taylor. The rush man fell down, and it's a touchdown to Jared Boykin.
Wow, Sean. Wow is all you can say for Tyrod Taylor. What great awareness. Senses the pressure, bails to the other side, eyes down the field. That's how you play quarterback.
We talked to Mark Stoops, the defensive coordinator for Florida State, the other day. Said you want to blitz Tyrod Taylor, but you're so afraid because when you get a good rush on him, he can take those couple of extra steps in retreat to get himself some room and then throw a pass. And that's what he did there. Went all the way back to the 32-yard line before he threw a 19-yard touchdown pass to Boykin. Hazley the extra point, and the Hokies lead 21-10 here in the 2nd quarter.
The only visions dancing through my head this holiday season are Denny's new cranberry orange pancakes, gingerbread French toast, and the 18 other everyday options I can only get on Denny's Build Your Own Holiday Slam. What is a sugar plum anyway?
Okay, so what kind of car should I get? Definitely something with 4 doors. New or used? Used. It's gotta be black.
Now compare new and used cars and even special offers side by side.
Now that's a good deal.
So when you find the right car,
that's the one.
There won't be any doubt in your mind. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
With the Capital One Venture Card, we get double miles on every purchase. So we earned a holiday trip to the Big Apple twice as fast. Dinner! We get double miles every time we use our card. And since double miles add up fast, we can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
I want a mace, a sword, ow!
Get the Venture Card from Capital One and earn double miles on every purchase every day. Go to CapitalOne.com.
I wonder what it can be.
What's in your wallet?
Good thing those tubes you're wearing are super light, Jeremy Shockey. Wouldn't want you to overwork those scrawny little legs, now would we? Shockey, you got nothing.
Oh, I own you.
Ooh. And infinity. Take that, glutes. How's it feel to fail?
I have a drug problem. 10% of the world's medicine is counterfeit.
Affecting over 1 billion people a year. On a smarter planet, we're building intelligence into things.
So we can follow this medicine from the factory to the distribution center.
To the pharmacy. And know it's the real thing. Keeping counterfeits off the shelves.
In places like the U.S.,
Tanzania,
and India, smarter medicine is safer medicine.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm an IBMer.
Let's build a smarter planet.
Sean McDonough, Matt Millen, Heather Cox back in Charlotte. The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Tyrod Taylor just took Virginia Tech on a 91-yard drive in 13 plays. Second longest drive in the history of the ACC Championship game. Virginia Tech had a 93-yard drive in the inaugural game back in 2005 against Florida State. Tyrod was 6 out of 8 on that drive for 78 yards and the touchdown. LaMarcus Joyner brings back the kickoff of Justin Meyer, and he got chopped down, upended at the 22-yard line. James Hopper made the tackle. Here's a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A drive recap, and it was a nifty drive for the Hokies.
Well, it was nifty courtesy of Tyrod Taylor's feet, eyes, and arm. And he did it consistently the whole drive. And they punctuated it here when he turned into Curly Howard, his imitation of Curly Howard on the end. Whenever Dawkins came free, he made a miss. Touchdown.
Slow start. But he's gotten a lot better. E.J. Manuel comes out throwing after the play fake, and he found Bo Relaford, the tight end. He appears to have a first down, and does, out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 12. Tripped up by Eddie Whitley.
Oh, Jimbo Fisher knows what he has right now with Manuel, and he has a guy who can get to the edge and keep his eyes down the field. And so that's the third time that he has successfully used that play. We're going to see a healthy dose of it, and they'll continue to use it until Virginia Tech can stop it.
Another play action pass. Manuel fires a deep ball, and it's almost intercepted. Diving attempt by Kyle Fuller, the true freshman with great talent. He's been thrown into the mix because Rashad Carmichael, their all-conference cornerback, has been battling an ankle injury.
And he'd like to have that one back because 84 Rodney Smith, he had a step, and had he led him properly, that was a big play.
Rashad Carmichael practiced during the week but has not played so far tonight for Virginia Tech. Timeout called by Florida State. .952 to go in the first half here in Charlotte.
Are things different now that I'm not crushing quarterbacks every Sunday?
Yeah, a little bit. But I still have a taste for greatness.
So I love Dr. Pepper. The taste of these 23 flavors can never be equaled. Like me.
Pizza for McNabb.
I got it.
Donovan.
Mike? What, man? Come on, Mike, man.
Still got it. There's nothing like a pepper. Trust me. I've sent people to the doctor.
I told you you were too close, but nobody ever listens to me. No, 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 no. I mean, who does that? Backs a car into another car? You know what? You make my head numb. I can't even. Ugh.
Like a good
My
neighbor,
head is
State
numb.
Farm is there.
I'll take care of this. With a new boyfriend. Hot.
With a new girlfriend.
Oh, this is what you like.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. I was perfect the way I was. Okay.
State Farm agents are there when you need them.
It's time for the Bud Light Playbook. Today, spelling counts, even in football.
We're on the Jumbotron. Look. Wait. Oh, my goodness. This don't look right, fellas.
Oh, guys.
Watch out, left.
Saw you on the big screen.
There we go. Thank you.
Here we go.
Never send the Z's for Bud Light.
Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time.
Here we go.
Welcome to that one time of year when we all become doers. When our mittens double as work gloves and we turn every room into a project. But this year, let's trim the budget. Get some help from Martha Stewart that we can't get anywhere else and spread our money as far as our cheer. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. We're lowering the cost of tradition with fresh cut trees at fresh cut prices.
The 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship Game. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. There's nothing like a pepper. State Farm. Find out why you need your very own State Farm agent at yagent.com. And Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
We're back in Charlotte in the heart of NASCAR country. Look inside the NASCAR Hall of Fame located here in Charlotte. Some great interactive exhibits there. Frank Beamer, big NASCAR fan, taking part in some celebrity races. Burt Reed took the handoff and got to the 38 for Florida State. Here's Heather Cox.
Guys, I was able to check in with the Florida State equipment managers who changed all of the players' cleats after warm-ups to the longer 5/8 length as a concession to the weather and the field conditions. It's been raining here all day. That combined with the fact that they're playing on natural grass and it's starting to get pretty chewed up means they need those longer spikes. Now, guys, this is the Carolina Panthers home field. The good news is they played away last week, so at least it's a pretty fresh field starting the game.
It's been a tough year here for the Carolina Panthers. A great atmosphere. in this beautiful new stadium tonight. Rashawn Manuel has a receiver across midfield and a first down. Willie Halstead, good for a 14-yard gain.
Willie Halstead has time, as does Manuel, because look at the protection. Really well done. Everything picked up across the board. And Halstead then, because of that, can find the hole in the zone. And it's underneath, and it's a first down. You know, Heather, you talked about going to 5/8 cleats. The other alternative, usually the interior line like to go to 3/4 inch. We'll see as the field gets worse if they don't do that.
Seminoles on the move. Manuel not on the move. Taken down to the line of scrimmage by Lindell Gibson. Sophomore middle linebacker from Virginia Beach.
Yeah, 5'11", 235 pounds, runs very well, and has good understanding. See, they like his ability to blitz. And so they take him from the middle and put him on the outside, cover across the front, and then he has a feel. You know, some guys have a knack for blitzing and some guys don't. Gibson does.
Fourth tackle of the game for Gibson. Option for Manuel, forced to pitch it. Back to Chris Thompson, and Gibson took him across the boundary. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio. Get a Sports Center right now, presented by Discover.
And Sean, though it will be official Sunday night, we know the national championship game is set. Auburn scored more points than any team ever has in the SEC championship game, destroying South Carolina 56-17. Oregon rolled as well, 37-20 in the Civil War on the road against Oregon State. It'll be Auburn and Oregon for the title in Glendale in January. And Derek Jeter going to stick around with the Yankees, 3 years, $51 million. Soothes over some of those perceived hard feelings. Sports Center coming up after the game.
It'd be nice to have to take a pay cut and still make about $17 million a year. Here's Halstead, broke a tackle and advanced inside the 20. Davon Morgan made the stop for Virginia Tech, but it's a first down after a 25-yard completion to Halstead, who's having a big first half.
Again, just a sophomore, and a nice route. See, at the top of his route, he took one extra step, and because he did that, he gained separation from the defender.
3 catches for Halstead for 73 yards. Returned last week after missing the previous game against Maryland with a concussion. Ty Jones turned the corners near another first down. They're going to give him most of that run down near the 10-yard line. It'll be second and less than a yard after a 9-yard gain for the junior from Tampa.
Well, it's clear that this Florida State offense likes to get to the edges. They've been getting to the edges all night long, which means they're doing a nice job of securing the edges, meaning of the interior from defensive end to defensive end. They're getting that block, which allows them to get to the corner.
On 2nd and 1, a first down. Ty Jones to the 6-yard line. Without Jermaine Thomas again this week, junior running back. He's part of a 3-pronged attack, just like Virginia Tech tailback, but Thomas is out for the 3rd game in a row with a sprained knee. He was their leading rusher last year.
When they're running on the inside, they like that left side. 67 Andrew Datko, 62 Rodney Hudson. Hudson's the one who's up for the outlet.
4-year starter at left guard for Florida State. And they run behind him. Now bounced outside. Touchdown, Ty Jones.
Sean, you mentioned it. The aforementioned Rodney Hudson right there. And then Datko, 67. And they just run right behind him. Just a nice job all the way around, and a good job also by Lonnie Pryor, the fullback. It's a hat on a hat. It's assignment football. Jones does the rest.
We're going to review it to make sure it was a touchdown.
Looks like it was. Whereas the ball, when his knee hits, Ooh, it's close. Where's the ball? Yeah, that looks like it's breaking the plane.
Ted Jackson is the replay official. Joe Ryder, the communicator. Knee down. Yeah, you just have to get to the front of that line to break the plane.
Good effort. Davon Morgan gets in there at the end, but this well blocked on that left side. And Bo Relford also, the tight end, he did his job as well. Just really well done. You know, both these offensive lines tonight, they're really putting on a clinic.
Well, the strength of Virginia Tech is the right side of the offensive line. For Florida State, it's the left, with Datko 36th career start. He's a 3-year starter, and Hudson making his 47th career start.
Touchdown.
It certainly didn't look like there was anything conclusive to overturn the call on the field. So a 6-yard run, a 10-play, 78-yard drive. And Jones carried 3 times on the drive for 20 yards. His second TD of the night. And Dustin Hopkins adds the extra point to get Florida State back within 4 with 5:48 to go in the first half of this Dr. Pepper ACC Championship from Charlotte.
ESPN Monday Night Football. Jets Patriots at 8:30.
Denny's 16-item 2468 value menu saves you money this holiday season with 2, $4, $6, or $8 menu items all day, every day. Plus, build your own holiday slam with gingerbread French toast, cranberry orange pancakes, and 18 other options only at Denny's.
Day. Own it today.
As your love has evolved, so have your gifts. From I like you, I really like you. I love you. I will always love you. And sometimes a gift says you mean more to me than anything else in the world. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 165 years of financial strength, it's the...
And the card, please.
Xfinity introduces a revolutionary new way to remote control. Now you can change channels, record shows, even search on demand right on your iPad. Only from Xfinity.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the legend continues.
Nice right hand put in by Chavez.
Chavez steps up to take on the dangerous Alfonso Gomez in an all-Mexican showdown. Also in action, world champion Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash.
The left hand, down goes Martinez again.
World champion Humberto Soto.
Order Chavez Jr. versus Gomez with your remote on Xfinity from Comcast.
For $19.99, call 1-800-811-2946 or go to twindraftguard.com.
It's been a wide open first half of this Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Already 389 yards of total offense between the two. 38 points coming up at halftime. Stay tuned for the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship tuition giveaway halftime throw. 2 lucky fans will compete to see who can throw the most successful passes into a giant Dr. Pepper in an attempt to win $123,000 in tuition. We met the 2 contestants before the game tonight, and they look both like pretty good athletes.
One's a thick one, one's a thinner one. Both told me they could throw. We'll
find out. Jay Crawford, ESPN First Take, will be emceeing that event on the field. Good kick by Hopkins down to the goal line to J. Ron Hosley. Stayed in bounds and reached the 35-yard line. Gerald Demps the stop for Florida State. Let's take a look at tonight's Aflac trivia question. The ACC was formed in 1953. Since then, only one head coach has won the conference in his first season. We want to know who it was. Jimbo Fisher trying to do that with a win tonight.
You smoked this one.
Yeah, I got the answer in our meeting this morning, but
you always do.
No, I don't always. Just almost always. Tyrod Taylor comes out throwing to Danny Cole, out of bounds at the 41-yard line with a 6-yard gain. But it has been a remarkable first year for Jimbo Fisher. You think about what he was stepping into. Bobby Bowden, legendary coach, 34 years at Florida State, built them into one of the all-time great powers. Kind of helped toward the door into earlier retirement than he would have liked. But Jimbo Fisher came in with great respect for the past. Bobby Bowden is his friend and mentor, but made a lot of changes in the way they do things. Strength and conditioning, the locker room, nutrition. Wow, a pretty good pop hit on Ryan Williams. Nick Moody, the safety, delivered the hit. Jimbo Fisher ended the long losing streak to Florida. They lost 6 in a row to them. Whereas under Bowden, they had the historic run that may never be duplicated in college football. 14 straight seasons of 10 wins or more every year from '87 to 2000. They were in the top 5 in the country every year, won 2 national titles. But then the stretch 2001 to 2009, nowhere near as good. Would have been hard to sustain that. The coaching change made, and now Jimbo Fisher's goal is to take it back toward where it was. And he says beating a team like Virginia Tech that really has become the power in the ACC since Florida State dropped down would be another big step in bringing that program back.
Well, I think 2 things. I think the way they had him as coach in waiting, I thought that helped. And then I thought his hire of Stoops was remarkable. And I think because of those 2 moves, they have gotten better as the season has gone on, as the players have gotten comfortable both with the system and the new way of doing things.
And the defense so much better than it had been in recent years. And it's not like they had a slouch coaching the defense either. Mickey Andrews, 26 years, another legend of college football coaching. Cole got to the 50-yard line for a gain of 5. Well, they came in with some new ideas, not as much man-to-man defense, a little more zone, brought in by Stoops, and the results have been dramatic.
Well, and as you saw that creative play call there, and as they've gone on, though, they've gone back to a little bit more man-to-man than they did at the beginning, which is a sign of good coaching. They have the people to do it. He lets them do it.
2nd and 6. Ryan Williams near another first down at the 45-yard line of Florida State. Kendall Smith and Marcus White on the tackle.
Sean, the unsung heroes so far as we're at the 3.5-minute mark into this half has been both offensive lines. Both of them have done a remarkable job of protecting and also giving running lanes.
Tyrod Taylor keeps, and Virginia Tech is now 6 for 7 on 3rd down with that conversion. On 3rd and less than a yard. We're down to 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship from Charlotte. Virginia Tech with a 4-point lead.
Drop down to an 8-man. Tyrod's changing it at the line of scrimmage again.
Ryan Williams, the running back. Taylor pulls it down, gets spun around and dropped for a loss. Back at the 46-yard line, a loss of 2. Jacoby McDaniel.
Well, he could have read War and Peace back there. That's how much time he had, but there was nowhere to throw the football. And the reason is simple. Good coverage all the way around. Now Cole gets to the middle after he started to take off and run. He looked at Cole to the outside. He looked to the other side. Nowhere to go, and then has to pull it down. Good coverage, good defense.
Andrew Bradham also in on the sack. A loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Inside handoff to Ryan Williams, and again the Seminoles were not fooled. Nigel Bradham, another tackle, the junior from Crawfordville, Florida, their leading tackle for the year with 86 coming in.
Bradham will be back a year and under the year. He's just a junior. He's got some good size. Generally, you know, through the years, you've seen these Florida State linebackers, and he'd be like 225 pounds, smaller guys who can fly. Well, this guy can run, but he brings 240 pounds. And so he's got a little bit of thump to him inside.
Stoops hoping the defense can finally get off the field here. Taylor sacked again. Marcus White. Everett Dawkins in on the sack for Florida State.
And good coverage again down the field. And nowhere to make that quick throw. But Marcus White off the edge forced that thing, and then Dawkins. There's right there. Jenkins, 49. White is right there. Dawkins is there. Good job by the defensive line, and that makes for a happy defensive coordinator.
Brian Saunders will punt. Greg Reed waiting for it at his own 11-yard line. Very high kick, good kick. Far sideline, landed near the 9-yard line. Whoa. I'm going to mark it at the 14-yard line. 42 seconds to go. 2 timeouts for Florida State if they want to use them.
USA Prime Credit. My name Peggy. You have problem?
Peggy? Okay. Lost my card. Need a replacement sent to my hotel tomorrow.
1 month.
Let's try this again. Do you believe in yourself?
Yes.
I believe in you too, Peggy. You could be my go-to guy or girl. Now stand tall and get out there and replace my card.
You inspire me. 3 weeks.
Okay, let's start over.
Want better customer service? Switch to Discover. Ranked #1 in customer loyalty. It pays to Discover.
We talk about traditions. We talk about the big turkey and the big pernil.
I call Europe a lot. Italy, Spain.
I'm in touch with old friends.
My mom and I are very chatty.
That's one of the cool things with Vonage. It's one set price, unlimited calling, and no surprises at the end of the month. No annual contract? I mean, that's even better.
Once you try it, you're going to stick with it.
I'm Judy Compress, and this was my last bill before I switched to Vonage.
This holiday, switch your home phone to Vonage and get unlimited domestic and international calling now with no annual contract.
Ever wonder how amazing it would be to experience life in another dimension? We did. Introducing a new dimension in television. Samsung 3D TV. The world's first 3D LED TV. That's the wonder of Samsung.
Ha! Got you flying kind of typhoon! Let's do that again!
For the first time, get all 4 Shrek movies in 3D and a 3D Blu-ray player when you buy an eligible Samsung 3D TV.
Do you have a payphone?
Hey there. Guess what?
What?
Everything's gonna be totally fine.
Who is this?
My name is Keith Stone.
Keith Stone? You're so smooth.
Always.
Smooth brewed Keystone Light is always smooth, like Keith Stone.
I'm Reese Davis. Coming up on the Wendy's halftime report, Mark Lou and I will take a little first look at the BCS National Championship game. It'll be official on Sunday, but Auburn and Oregon will clash for the title. Both were impressive on Saturday. Oklahoma and Nebraska getting together for one last time in the same conference. All Huskers so far. And we'll sort out the Big East, where UConn just came up with its 4th pick 6 of the season to take the lead. The Huskies win. They go to a BCS game. We'll see you in a bit, Sean.
All right, Reese, thank you. We'll look forward to it. Of course, the winner of this game will go to the BCS game, the Discover Orange Bowl. And the loser will go to the Chick-fil-A Bowl, which is an outstanding game in Atlanta, as we experienced last year. Florida State content to take a knee. Now, the question I would ask you is, if you were Virginia Tech, would you use all 3 of your timeouts and come after a punt?
And I think I'm surprised, frankly, speaking of Frank, Beamer wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's because he has great confidence in his special teams, but he knows he's getting the ball back in the second half. I can understand why Florida State is taking the knee with the young guy, Manuel, at quarterback, but I'm with you. I would have forced it.
Wet field. You never know what happened. Bad snap. The punter slips. There are a lot of options there that could have benefited Virginia Tech. Short punt, a good return, and maybe at least get in field goal range. Here's Heather Cox.
Thanks so much, Coach. You made the gutsy call to start your sophomore quarterback, E.J. Manuel. How would you evaluate the way he played the first half?
I think he's done a great job. I mean, they made a great play down there and the ball got deflected. But other than he's moved the ball, been great on third down, led us well, thrown the ball well. I thought he's led our team very well.
Now, Virginia Tech really has a quadruple running threat with 3 running backs and a quarterback. How do you like the way you've defended the run so far?
It's solidly. We give up a couple big third downs and a couple plays. We got to get a little bit better there and just clean up, don't turn it over again, and we'll have a good second half.
Jimbo, we'll let you get to your team. Thank you.
Halftime, the Dr. Pepper ACC championship game. Virginia Tech leading Florida State 21-17. Let's head to the studio for the Wendy's halftime report.
All right, Sean. Good first half, entertaining first half in the ACC title game. Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, and Mark May with you. You're watching the ACC championship, and we know who's going to play for the BCS championship game January 10th. It'll be official when the BCS standings come out for the final time on Sunday. But Auburn, who had slipped past Oregon into the top spot in the BCS, playing South Carolina in the SEC championship game. Cameron Newton.
This is Dr. Pepper Championship Weekend.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Prime Time and the 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. At the half, Virginia Tech with a 4-point lead over Florida State. Stats just about even. Of course, the big play in the game was the deflected pass, the interception by Gavea Winslow of Virginia Tech, which he ran in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I thought, Sean, in the first half, I thought the quarterback play on both sides was terrific. And you couldn't ask for more than what they got out of Manuel. And Tyrod Taylor has been whatever they asked him to be. And then I think the running game has been the difference so far. And that's for the Virginia Tech Hokies. They've run the ball very well. Let's see if they can continue it here in the second half.
Dustin Hopkins will kick off for Florida State. David Wilson, J-Ron Holsey back deep again on this wet grass field. The kicker slips. Wilson scooped it up at the 15. And is out to the 33. Here's Heather Cox.
Guys, some changes for Virginia Tech. I talked to Frank Beamer, and he said with E.J. Manuel in at quarterback, they need to make some defensive changes. He said they've hurt him on the naked, so what they'll do is try to fill that naked gap in a much better way here in the second half. Also, some injury updates to report for you. 2 starting linebackers for Virginia Tech out right now, Bruce Taylor and Lindell Gibson, both with left shoulder injuries. Taylor is doubtful. Gibson is probable. We'll keep our eye on it, guys.
That'd be a big loss for Virginia Tech. Taylor's their leading tackler. Tyrod Taylor over the middle, caught. Low throw, so Danny Cole had to go down for it. No run after the catch, but he did get 14 yards and a first down out to the 47-yard line.
This is the best that I've seen Tyrod Taylor. Now, it's a little unfair for me because I haven't watched his whole body of work through the season, but the last few games I got to watch on tape, and he is on right now. He's sharp, he's in control, and he's seeing the whole field.
He's hit his last 5 passes. Darren Evans is the running back now behind Taylor. He had a big 51-yard run to set up a touchdown that he scored in the first half. Nowhere to go that time. Michael Harris, the junior cornerback from Miami in his first year at Florida State as a junior college transfer from El Camino in California. Third quarter has been a big quarter for Virginia Tech, and it's been a bad quarter for the Seminoles. They've been outscored as Florida State in third quarters this year.
You know, that's kind of been one of those universal truths. The way you start that third quarter, it sets the tone for the second half, and Virginia Tech has really been good at setting the tone.
On second down, Taylor had nowhere to throw it to the left, has room to run to the right, but not much room. Out of bounds at the 49, chased out by Kendall Smith, senior from Bushnell, Florida, just south of Gainesville. He grew up surrounded by Florida Gator fans.
Tyrod Taylor, he's got a little bit He's got a little jump in his step. He's jumping over wires, benches, teammates, Gatorade, you name it, he does it.
Well, third down here. They've been terrific on third downs. 6 out of 8 are the Hokies. Good protection. Taylor throws. Marcus Davis, a great catch. Greg Reed had excellent coverage. It hit Davis in the hands, went up in the air. He had Reed on him, and he still was able to hang on for a first down.
Well, Reed it's called off coverage. And so he's able to make the break. And what a fortuitous bounce it takes. Straight up in the air, and watch the concentration. Really well done. Oh, he's a terrific young player.
Great physical skills. 43-inch vertical leap, and it helped him there. That is the record at Virginia Tech in all their wide receiver testing. He is the highest vertical. Runs a 4.440. There's only one penalty in the entire first half. This will be the second, both against
False
Tech.
start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Greg Nosal, the left guard, who certainly provided one of the performances of the year in all of college football earlier this year against Central Michigan. He got his hand stuck in the face mask of a defender, lost the tip of a pinky. It came off. It was in his glove. He went to the sideline. The trainers took the tip of his finger off. He said, "I'm staying in the game." They put the tip on ice. He played 2 more quarters with 9.5 fingers before he went to the training room and had the fingertip reattached. Harder to hold that way, though, so fighting any holding calls. Danny Cole couldn't catch the ball.
I played with a guy who did that, who made the decision to get the tip of his finger up. You may have heard of him, Ronnie Lott.
Yes.
He smashed his finger, wanted to play in the playoffs, and so they said, "Go ahead, take it off." And so I would sit next to him in meetings, and every now and then I would flick the tip of that finger. It would drive him crazy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a real charmer in those meetings. Pretty much the same in our meetings, come to think of it. Second down and 15. Aaron Evans, a short gain. That was similar to the play that went for 51 yards in the first half. Marcus White stopped it for a short gain. And this will be a third down and long for the Hokies. They're at the 45. They need to get just inside the 33.
Mark Stoops, the defensive coordinator for Florida State, has been dropping a safety down, and it's been calculated. And there are times when he doesn't, times that he does. That time he did, created the extra man in the box, and was able to set up this third and long.
Third down's been a key so far tonight for Virginia Tech. Can they keep rolling on third down? Yes, they can if the pass is on target. Cole is wide open. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
Well protected and a dropped coverage. And Cole finds himself all alone. All he has to do is make the catch because Taylor did everything that was asked.
45-yard pass to Danny Cole, the junior from Lexington, Virginia. So the Hokies take the second half kickoff and go 67 yards in 7 plays. Chris Hazley's extra point makes it 28-17 Virginia Tech. 3.5 minutes into the second half.
Lots of time. Again, that offensive line provided the time, and Cole provided the score.
At Wendy's, we start with a whole russet potato. Naturally, we slice it, then sprinkle it with sea salt and serve it hot and crispy for a taste that's as real as it gets. Wendy's new natural cut fries with sea salt.
You know when it's real.
Let's be honest. No one ever wished for a smaller holiday gift. It's the Lexus December to Remember sales event, and for a limited time, we're celebrating some of our greatest offers of the year. See your Lexus dealer.
Here's to the things that keep us comfortable. Good friends, loyal dogs, and a pair of great-fitting jeans. Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort, the right choice is Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
ESPN has a brand new channel, Goal Line. Every Saturday, we'll be your remote control, taking you around the country to see all the big moments live.
Tomorrow, there'll be a new #1.
ESPN Goal Line, Saturdays noon to midnight.
This telecast is available in 3D, presented by Sony.
Tonight's telecast is also available in 3D on ESPN 3D, brought to you by Sony, and fans here in Charlotte at the Bud Light viewing party are experiencing the latest technology firsthand. I had a chance, Matt, at halftime to go over to our 3D booth a few doors down. That's to look at one of the 3D cameras. I had to don my 3D glasses.
These are just peepers.
You still look marvelous, by the way, and it is really something. If the folks out there have not seen 3D TV, it is worth finding and exploring. And I thank Joe Tessitore and Tim Brown for their hospitality at halftime. Here's LaMarcus Joyner on the return for the Seminoles out to the 24. And here's a look at the touchdown in HD, which is also stunning and spectacular.
Well, whether you watch it, if your peepers on or your 3D glasses, you're going to see man-to-man on the outside, and you're going to watch a blown coverage right here. Because he's going to run across, and they drop the coverage. It's man, man, and then watch the corner. They drop it. And so somebody back there blows this. And the recipient of that blown coverage is Cole, and it's 6 points.
That might be 3D glasses. What do you think?
Those look like more like 4D, whatever that is.
Look like beer goggles. A.J. Manuel has started and gone all the way at quarterback for Florida State. He runs for 3, and we run it back to Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, all of a sudden, the Big 12 championship game, will Sooner magic starting to show. It's 17-10, and Roy Alou Jr. had a 66-yard touchdown earlier, puts it on the turf when the Huskers were on the move. Oklahoma recovers after Landry Jones hit Kenny Stills down to the 1. Jones sneaks it in. They're about to go to halftime, and Boomer's tied it up, 17-17. It's on ABC.
Well, those two schools have really dominated the history of the Big 8 and then the Big 12. Chris Thompson dropped for a loss by Chris Drager. That's since 1950. Oklahoma and Nebraska combined for 53 conference championships in the Big 8 or Big 12. The rest of the league combined 15.
There have been some of the greatest players in all of college football and pro football who've come out of both those schools.
A great rivalry. Rashad Carmichael did not play at all in the first half. Is on the field now for Virginia Tech. Senior, terrific player, NFL prospect, bothered by an ankle injury. Did practice on a limited basis during the week. He's out there trying to stop this 3rd and 8 for Florida State. Manuel looked like he wanted to run, throws to the far sideline, short of the first down. Chris Thompson was swung out of bounds by Tariq Edwards, a backup linebacker. Heather mentioned the injury problems at the linebacker spot for Virginia Tech. Heather?
A little bit more on Rashad Carmichael. As you said, he didn't play the entire first half. With about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, the coaches called him down. He tested it and tested his ability to backpedal, and then took the entire halftime to warm up. On Thursday, they found medication that worked better, found a better stabilizing brace, and Bud Foster says when he's on the field, opponents play him differently. They don't attack the boundary as much. We'll see how Florida State's offense changes.
Howell's punt fielded on a hop by J. Ron Hosley. And he's tackled by Mike Harris at the 40-yard line. This week on Monday Night Football, it's an epic showdown. First place in the AFC East on the line. Mark Sanchez and the New York Jets head to beautiful Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Jets and Patriots, Monday Night Football.
Sanchez keep getting better and better with each week, and Tom Brady looks like the Brady of old. He is in complete control. That should be a great football game. I know Gruden and Jaws are waiting for it.
And you'll be there starting at 7 o'clock. Countdown presented by Applebee's. Taylor again showing that ability to retreat, get away from the rush. Can he make a play of it? You bet he can. The ACC Player of the Year shows you why. From a huge loss to a first down run to the 50-yard line.
And Sean, as good a player as this guy is and is showing you tonight what he has, that's the same. He's an even better person. We had a great opportunity to sit down with him over the last couple years, and he is just a delight to be around, has an effervescent personality, lights the room up, very bright guy, insightful. It doesn't get any better than that right now. He is on a roll tonight.
He's a great team leader. He and some of the other seniors called a couple of team meetings after they started 0-2 to make sure everybody stayed together. David Wilson battling for every inch. And Frank Beamer gave those seniors credit and his team credit, Matt. He said, you know, it's 0-2 and you're number 10 in the country coming in. You have very high expectations. You just lost to James Madison. It could go south, and on some teams there'd be finger pointing and dissension. Not on this team, and it speaks to the character of the players.
Yeah, and Tyrod Taylor is the one who spearheaded the whole thing. And Sean, you know, I think the important part of that is, you know, there's all the time guys, they want to have team meetings. There's a lot of rhetoric and nothing gets done. But a guy who takes charge like Taylor did and righted the ship, that's to be commended.
With 2 touchdown passes tonight, he's tied the single season school record of Maurice DeShazo, who threw 22 back in 1993. David Wilson stopped shy of the first down. They'll bring up 3rd down on the long yard. Nick Moody made the tackle.
You know, they continue to rotate through these 3 backs. And David Wilson's turn is right now. We've seen Darren Evans and we've seen Ryan Williams, and all 3 of them have their own unique skills. The problem is none of them have the opportunity to get into the flow of the game and feel of the game. And that's a hard thing for a running back to go in and out like that.
But they do it, and the results are there. They've been an excellent rushing team. Can they convert on 3rd and short too? Yes, and it's Wilson, who's considered the best outside runner of the bunch, but he can go between the tackles. And the job of managing it goes to Billy Height, a longtime associate head coach and running back coach. He predates Frank Beamer, back to Bill Dooley's staff at Virginia Tech, and 33 years consecutively on one staff is the longest tenure of any assistant coach in the country right now. Billy Height, by the way, is not watching the game in 3D. He has a problem with dry eyes, and bright light is particularly bothersome to him. So on his doctor's advice, he wears sunglasses at night, like Corey Hart. David Wilson collared at the corner by Nick Moody.
And he's fine. Unless he grabs that face mask, which apparently he didn't do. Hey, the neck is still part of the body. Now, you don't encourage a clothesline, but he's under. He's got his hand is on the front part of the chest, and that's perfectly legal. Good tackle.
And the 10th tackle of the night for Nick Moody, with 13 a couple of weeks ago against Maryland. Of course, the Seminoles needed help from Maryland last Saturday. They needed Maryland to defeat North Carolina State in order for the Seminoles to win their division, and Maryland helped the cause. Jarrett Boykin gets another first down, took the pass and went down to the 25-yard line.
Tyrod Taylor's pointing right at our camera, and we should be pointing right back because he has been the guy right here. Well, he's in control, and I've said that a few times, but why is he in control? He's seeing the field, Sean. He's reading defenses. He's seeing when guys are playing off him. He's taking what the defense is giving him, and then of course we've witnessed what he's done with his feet.
They're dominating the third quarter. They've already scored. Taylor's hit 8 of his last 9 passes. Going to the end zone again, and Boykin couldn't quite catch it. Great effort on a high throw, but Boykin couldn't come down with it. Despite his enormous hands, he wears size 3X gloves, 3 XXX. I mean, and he rips through those fingers on those gloves.
Well, and he's going to want to have that one back. Yeah, the ball is a little bit high, but Boykin is talented enough to pull that one in. That one just slips away from him as he pulled it into his body because he controlled it at its apex.
You have high expectations.
Thank you.
Not only is he 5th in school history, but he's getting close. He's only 8 away from Ernest Wilford's all-time record for career receptions at Tech. Taylor's short pass to Wilson to the 22. We talk about our visit with Tyrod Taylor yesterday. He's breaking just about every record he could. He's their career passing leader. He has the most rushing yards among quarterbacks, the all-time leader in total offense. He said he talked to Brian Randall the other day. Brian said, leave one record for me, will you? Because a lot of these records belong to Brian Randall. And the one he has left is passing touchdowns. Brian Randall has 48. So Tyrod probably isn't going to get there with only this in the bowl game left. He has a receiver open again. Wilson, touchdown.
That's just a fantastic read by Tyrod Taylor and David Wilson. They bring, again, we saw this earlier. They bring pressure. See it off the corner? Here comes the free guy. Now, you have to keep up the speed of Wilson. We saw it earlier in the game, picked up a big first down, and now it picks up a touchdown. I don't know, Sean, he might go after that 47. He only needs, what, how many more tonight? 5 more?
Yes. 48. 48's the mark for Brian Randall. Extra point up and good by Hazley. And Virginia Tech has the largest lead of the night, 18 points. As they've outscored the Noles 14-0 here in the third quarter. Tyrod Taylor pointed the way. 61 yards in 9 plays.
This is Dr. Love! And this is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It's got a little kiss of cherry flavor. You want cherry? How about a little kiss? They call me Dr. Love. I've got the cure you're thinking of. Dr. Love. You can't beat a little kiss of cherry. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Lexus dealer.
Snatching stuff takes. Ow! What is going on in here?
It's okay, relax. Watch this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Dave.
Wow.
Is that your agent?
It's the jingle. Try it.
No.
Like a good neighbor.
Just say it.
State Farm is there.
With a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. And the girl from 4E? And can I get a hot tub?
Nice.
Find out what else State Farm agents can do for you at yagent.com.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the much-anticipated matchup between the Eagles and the Bulldogs. Hold on. I'm not quite sure what we're seeing right now, but cows are parachuting onto the field. I cannot believe what I'm watching. 2 cows landing on the field. There's a third headed into the stands. It's actually headed right towards a burger. Look out! Oh, my. That's going on the highlight reel.
The 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship Game. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. There's nothing like a pepper. And Lexus. This is the pursuit of tomorrow. This is the pursuit of perfection.
One thing we've certainly experienced this weekend in Charlotte, the Atlantic Coast Conference does everything in a first-class way. Beautiful banquet last night, the ACC Night of Legends, awards given out honoring the outstanding athletes of this year and years gone by. Saw John Swafford, the commissioner, presenting the Player of the Year award to Tyrod Taylor. Congratulations to all the other winners, including the Coach of the Year. Ralph Friedgen did a wonderful job.
Yes, he did.
At Maryland, as they far exceeded expectation. Very nearly played their way into this game. Justin Meyer kicks off. LaMarcus Joyner on the way back for the Seminoles. Nice return out to the 47-yard line. The kicker Meyer made the tackle. That is his 7th tackle of the year on kickoff coverage. He's their 4th leading tackler on the kickoff coverage unit. Not afraid to stick his nose in. Big night for Tyrod Taylor here in Charlotte. And the Hokies have an 18-point lead.
Get ready for bowl season with the ESPN Bowl-bound app. Text BOWL to 43776.
Get ready to start popping with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza. It's your favorite Pizza Hut pizza surrounded by 28 tasty cheese-filled bites. You won't be able to stop pulling them, dipping them, and popping them. And right now, a Cheesy Bites pizza with your favorite topping is just $11.99. Plus, add a 2-liter Pepsi and an order of breadsticks for just $5 more. The Cheesy Bites pizza deal won't last long, only $11.99 and only at your Pizza Hut.
ESPN has a brand new channel, Goal Line. Every Saturday, we'll be your remote control, taking you around the country to see all the big moments live.
Tomorrow, there will be a new #1.
ESPN Goal Line, Saturdays noon to midnight.
ESPN College Football lives here.
Honey, is that you?
And here. And it probably shouldn't live here.
The 2010 I-95 Toyota-thon is on. Our biggest sale of the year. Get a $500 Walmart gift card with each new or certified Toyota purchase. No down payment on any I-95 Toyota in stock and no payments till March 2011. That's nobody down. No payments till March with payments on new 2011 Toyotas starting at just $199 a month. And a $500 Walmart gift card. I-95 Toyota, exit 38 in Brunswick, where the markdown monster saves you money.
Need to warm up? Oh, matching sweaters. Nice.
Thanks. I always know what to get this big guy.
You know what else you could get him? Alto's Free Fridays.
Free Fridays?
Yep, start your weekend early and talk as long as you want to anyone. Plus, we have great deals on our new Android phones.
Oh, wow.
Do your sweaters light up?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Listen to this.
Honey, we talked about...
Introducing Free Fridays, only from Altel. Hurry in for great deals on Android phones, like a free HTC Wildfire.
800-459-4832.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime of the 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Virginia Tech has opened up the lead here in the third quarter. They've dominated this quarter, outscoring Florida State 14-0 here in the third. The Hokies 133 yards of offense in this quarter and 7 first downs, while Florida State's had just 6 yards of offense, 0 first downs. The good field position after the kickoff. E.J. Manuel bounced off a pile, high throw, caught, first down. 37-yard line. Burt Reed, the junior from Panama City, with a 16-yard connection for Manuel.
A night at the Improv with Manuel. Yeah, he bounces off at Datko, the offensive tackle, but still keeps his eyes down the field. And I'm really impressed with him. His ability to find his receivers down the field. You know, he's a big kid, 6'4.5". He's 235 pounds. He keeps his eyes up. Pretty accurate also.
They haven't been able to get him loose in the running game. That was one of the advantages of having him start. He can run, but the Hokies know that, and they stop him for a 2-yard loss. He kept it, and Jack Tyler, another one of those backup linebackers, redshirt freshman, thrust into there because of injuries to starters. He's doing a nice job.
Yeah, he's in for Bruce Taylor, who made the big play early. But Tyler is able to make that play because the corner play just was terrific. They took away the outside pitch and forced everything to go, which allowed Tyler there to come inside out and make the play.
Bud Foster's defense playing well here in the third quarter. Hasn't been a typical Virginia Tech year defensively. Their numbers and performances down from what you typically expect. Quick pop and too quick for Bo Relaford. Wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, that's on Relaford. Because Manuel knew where he had to go. He had pressure. Relaford gets to the inside. The middle of the field is open. And if he gets his head around and is able to make that catch, Relaford could be relevant.
When we talk about the defense, each of the previous 6 years, Virginia Tech finished in the top 12 in the nation with that lunch pail attitude defensively in total D. This year they're 42nd in the nation in total defense and 7th in the ACC. Third down and 12. Manuel throws and has his man Burt Reed to the 20. And another first down for Florida State. Rashad Carmichael made the tackle. 18-yard gain for Burt Reed.
And you talked about Bud Foster, their defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech. Well, he brings pressure. You can see Holsey right there in the middle, and then it's Rashad Carmichael on the offside playing off man. Reed just comes back underneath because the pressure came from inside. There's no one there, and it's a first down.
Reed has great speed. He's been clocked at 4.3 in the 40. Huge drive for Florida State. Down by 3 scores. They need points here late in the third quarter. Manuel taken down from behind by the freshman Jack Tyler. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
John, SportsCenter right now brought to you by Discover Card. We know what the championship game is going to be. Auburn crushed South Carolina 56-17 behind Cameron Newton. Oregon took care of Oregon State in the Civil War 37-20. It'll become official tomorrow. Those two will play for the national championship. NBA action. Miami has now won 4 in a row. The Big Three combining for 75. LeBron had 22. Heat beat the Hawks 89-77. Now back to a man who's taking his talents to Charlotte, Sean McDonough.
Thank you, Reese. Manuel deep, and Taiwan Easterling got knocked off the route, and a flag thrown against Jaron Hosley.
Pass interference on the defense, number 20. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
You know, Sean, sometimes having a penalty is a good penalty. It's a good thing. And that one is a good thing because that would have been 6. Yeah, he just he started to fall, reached up and grabbed. Yeah, how about it?
I'm just saying that for the benefit of Doug Rhodes, the supervisor, who's here in the booth.
That's poor officiating.
Yeah, boy, they blew that one. A great job all night long by these ACC officials. One of the few mistakes Hosley has made. Sophomore leading the nation in interceptions. Manuel turns the corner, lunging. Didn't get the end zone. Might have had the first down. Davon Morgan stopped him right near the first down marker.
That's that Cam Newton look-alike right there. He's got the size. He's a long strider, and he can run away from people. Florida State faithful is going to be very pleased with him in the future.
He'll be the starting quarterback almost certainly next year. Ty Jones, who already has a couple of touchdown runs, got the first down near the 1-yard line. And the clock runs under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. You joined us late. Jimbo Fisher made the decision to start E.J. Manuel as backup quarterback this year instead of the starter Christian Ponder, who's been battling major elbow problems. On first and goal, a spin into the end zone. Touchdown, Ty Jones. His third of the night.
Good awareness. Rolled on top of the tackler. Didn't have his knee down. And spun himself right in. That's Whitley, 15. Spun over the top of him.
That was
scored.
that kinesthetic?
I don't know if that was kinesthetic as much as if that was just good awareness. Kinesthetically speaking.
Yes. Hopkins the extra point. Well, Florida State responds after the nice kickoff return by Joyner. 53-yard drive in 8 plays to get back in the game. We've set a record tonight for the longest amount of time allowed to answer the trivia question. Anybody who really wanted to answer this correctly has had plenty of time to get any resource material they'd like. The only coach who ever won the ACC title in his first year, the Fridge, Ralph Friedgen, back in 2001. And you know, should get a lot of credit for that. Ron Vanderlinden, who I don't think has ever gotten enough credit for the job he did. You know, we did one of his games his last season as head coach at Maryland. He said, if I come back next year, I think we're going to have a really big year. We have a lot of good players. But, well, they didn't give him that next year. Ralph came in and did a great job and won 10 games. But Ron Vanderlinden and that staff did a great job to set it up.
And then Ron took his talents to Penn State, where he's been the linebacker coach for the last few years, where he sent quite a few linebackers to the National Football League the last few years.
Well, it's very much a game now. 35-24, under 2 minutes to go. Florida State, if they could pull it out, would have a 10th win of the season. We'll give them 10 wins for the first time since 2003. They came in at 9-3, having won 3 in a row. Well, Virginia Tech's already won 10. They're 10-2. 10 wins or more for the 7th year in a row for Tech. That is the longest such active streak in the country. We're halfway to Florida State's all-time record of 14 consecutive 10-win seasons or more. Dustin Hopkins, will he slip again? Nope, stayed on his feet and hammered it. A yard deep in the end zone. J-Ron Hosley. Oh, great tackle. Shy of the 20-yard line by Terrence Brooks, freshman defensive back.
Well, it's a nice run, but it's the sudden stop that's impressive. Watch Brooks just run right through it. You see, you young players out there, he didn't stop his feet. He keeps running right through them. That's the way you make a tackle. Wrap the arms. That looks and sounds big.
Noles could use a stop from their defense here. Virginia Tech's marched up and down the field in the third quarter. Tyrod Taylor taken down for a 1-yard loss. Brandon Jenkins and DeMonte McAllister. And here's Heather Cox.
Sean, talking about that defense, a very emotional Summerall defense was on the bench during the last drive. And it started with Mark Stoops, the defensive coordinator. Then it went to the players. I heard screams of, let's fight, stay together, keep going. All we've got is our family. Do it for family. Now, guys, the red zone defense has been a strength all season. Not the case tonight. We'll see if the motivation changes things.
Conservative play call, a handoff to Ryan Williams. He's to the 20. He'll set up a very big 3rd down and 8 for Virginia Tech in the final minute of the third quarter. McAllister, another tackle. Nigel Bradham in there as well.
You know, to play off of what Heather was talking about, there's a time for emotion, and then there's a time for discipline of scheme. And that, right now, is what this Florida State defense needs. Because the guy who's been busting that discipline has been Tyrod Taylor with his feet. You get out of position, he's found it.
They've been reluctant to blitz him because of his great escape ability. They rush 4, not any rush, and a lunge. Will they mark it for first down? Yes. Andre Smith, a great effort after the catch. And they are now 11 out of 13 on 3rd down tonight, the Hokies.
Well, it's the same recipe. You mentioned it, Sean. They brought 4. The protection is there. And then he's able to find him just sitting down, Smith, and it's driving Stoops nuts. He's tried everything. He's tried the blitz like you talked about. They've had pressure sometimes with 4. Taylor has beaten them every time.
It gets us to the end of the third quarter. The winner goes to the Discover Orange Bowl and is the ACC champion for 2010.
ESPN Monday Night Football. Jets Patriots at 8:30.
Let's be honest. No one ever wished for a smaller holiday gift. It's the Lexus December to Remember sales event. And for a limited time, we're celebrating some of our greatest offers of the year. See your Lexus dealer.
Vizio True LED powering up. Vizio Internet apps on. Activating comparability test. Increasing Beyonce.
Why don't you let me? Tell me, baby, why don't you let me? When I make me so damn easy to love. Hey.
3, 2, 1.
Don't you wish your work phone was hot like me?
The Droid Pro by Motorola knows you need business on the go with its powerful 1 gigahertz processor. Its globe-trotting Wi-Fi hotspotting swagger. It knows you want a rich web experience with Adobe Flash and access to over 100,000 Android apps. Finally, a work phone worth taking home.
Hi.
The $2 meal deal, is that really 3 items for $2?
Sure is.
So I buy a beefy 5-layer burrito and drink, and you throw in the chips for free?
No, you pay for the burrito and chips, and you get the drink for free.
Actually, the drink and the chips are $2, and the burrito is free.
Tell you what, just give me $2 and it's all free.
3 items, $2. Now that's a deal.
Let's do it.
Taco Bell's $2 meal deal. 4 different meals to choose from, each with a Taco Bell original Doritos chips and a medium soda. It's 3 for $2 and only at Taco Bell.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Never give up. To hear those words is enlightening and empowering. Raising money for cancer research, it's a fight, but it's one that I intend to win.
Boston College linebacker Mark Hertzlich here tonight. Cancer survivor, returned to action this year for the Boston College Eagles. Help Mark and all of us at ESPN continue Jimmy V's fight against cancer. Text Jimmy V to 85944. Jimmy V to 85944. First and 10 Hokies, Ryan Williams. And congratulations to Mark Hertzlich and Nate Irving of NC State. They shared the Brian Piccolo Award this year in the ACC. Were honored at the dinner last night for most courageous. Mark's had the courageous battle against cancer. A rod inserted into his upper leg, and Irving came back from a very serious car crash to be a big part of Tom O'Brien's 8-win team at NC State this year.
Had a chance to speak with Mark Hertzlich this afternoon. Had a nice little sit down with him. He's excited about getting ready for the National Football League draft. Getting ready and feels 100%.
There's a guy you would cheer for. Tremendous person in addition to his football talents. Andre Smith the catch, and he bounced out to the 47-yard line with a first down.
Tyrod Taylor has made every throw that you could want to make tonight. He's thrown the touch pass. He's thrown the deep ball. He's thrown the bullet to the outside and some of the out routes. And that one was just a tiny window inside. He just threw it right where it had to be.
3 touchdowns, no interceptions tonight for Tyrod Taylor. Now 23 touchdowns for the year and only 4 interceptions. Going for the home run ball, looking for Jarrett Boykin, and it is incomplete with Mike Harris in coverage.
And that's one. There's only a few that we've said, this about 3 actually, where he said he's going to want that one back. This is the one deep ball. He just wants to put a little bit more length on it because it hangs up right here. See how he has to slow that down a tad? Boykin goes up, and that's good defense. Look how he gets his hand up there. That is great job by Michael Harris, number 1.
That's hard not to interfere when the ball's underthrown and the receiver stops. Usually the defender runs into him. He gets an interference call. That was great work by Harris, and more good defense as Ryan Williams has tackled the line of scrimmage. Marcus White had penetration.
We talked about Billy Height, the running back coach, and how he has to get a feel for his runners and how he rotates them through. But, you know, as a fan of college football, I love college football. I would like to see these guys play more, because now it'll help them at the next level because they won't be beat up. But Evans and Wilson and Williams all are really good players, and they don't really get a feel for the game as they go.
11 out of 13 on 3rd down. 5 for 5 in the second half. And again, plenty of time for Taylor. Waits for a man to come open. Danny Cole trying to run away inside the 10.
He's got a lot of time to throw that again, Sean. Good protection by the offensive line again. And then here's Cole, and he's going to run his crossing route. And he just, is a nice pick inside. That wasn't.
They didn't even try to rush. I mean, they're so afraid of him running that they just let him sit there all day and allow receivers to get open.
Xavier Rhodes ran into Michael Harris, and Cole got clean.
For 46 yards, his 6th catch of the night for 143. He's been a big play wide receiver. One of the most memorable plays in recent years for Virginia Tech is 81-yard catch in the waning moments of the game last year at Nebraska that led to the game-winning touchdown in the final seconds. Timeout Hokies.
Here's to America's real working hands. They keep our country going strong with Irwin Vice Grip tools, like our Groove Lock pliers that adjust with the press of a button and never slip or pinch. Irwin Vice Grip. Reach for greatness.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento. From one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
What is cloud computing?
A cloud is a workload-optimized service management platform enabling
new consumption and delivery models. It's what?
My cloud does email.
Lowers my energy bill. Shares pictures.
We collaborate on our cloud. I developed software in my cloud.
I want a cloud that understands risk.
Compares patient history.
Predicts traffic patterns.
My cloud is
everywhere.
My cloud is secure.
Simple.
Powerful. Flexible.
That's what we're working on.
I'm an IBMer.
Let's build a smarter planet.
Hey, boss. Do we have Aflac?
Yeah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah.
There's Aflac, and there's everything else. Visit Aflac.com for an agent or quote.
Aflac!
At first, sure, they couldn't do enough for me. If anything, it was a little too much. But the moment they had my money, nothing. No phone calls, no feedback, no, here's how your money's doing. I mean, what about a little sign that you're still interested? Come on, surprise me.
A go-to person to help you get started. Regular detailed analysis of your portfolio. For a whole lot of extras at no extra charge, talk to Chuck.
Let's take a look at our In the Red Zone stats brought to you by Verizon. These teams have been excellent offensively in the red zone tonight. Florida State been in there 4 times, scored all 4. Virginia Tech had some long touchdowns tonight. They've been in there twice, scored 2 touchdowns. Come out of the huddle and get over the ball quickly. Ryan Williams Stood up at the 5, a gain of 1. Of course, that had been one of the strengths of the Florida State defense this year. Their opponents had been in the red zone 42 times. Mark Stoops' defense has given up only 16 touchdowns this year. That's good red zone defense, not tonight.
And well, he hasn't really run into a player like Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is hotter than a firecracker tonight. Everything he's done, with the exception of a few throws, have been right on.
They're playing like the conference player of the year that he is. They've been great on third downs tonight. 12 out of 14 for the Hokies. You're going to win when you do that. Taylor zings one, and it's incomplete. Looking for Andre Smith, who they love in the red zone. He came into tonight with 5 touchdown receptions on just 17 catches for the year.
Watch the decision. There's the open receiver, and there's the ball. And that was a great throw. Not a good throw, a great throw. Why? This is a really small window he has to work to get it into, and he hits him right smack dab in the wrong place, the hands.
Well, here's another third down.
At one point, Sean, you're going to have to roll the dice and get pressure after this guy and just take your chances to make him throw something bad.
Well, they've been so passive in their defensive approach tonight. I think the Florida State coaches might kick themselves after this game. Taylor running around. This is what they're afraid of, and he scores. Tyrod Taylor having a great night.
He is putting on an MVP show. They rushed 4, they dropped 8. It's a short field. But he okey-dokes them by drawing the defense to one side and then coming back to the other side and getting his 6.
He's thrown for 3. Now he's rushed for 1 from 5 yards out. And Chris Hazley is on for the extra point. And it is blocked. And the Seminoles have it. Nigel Bradham gets a block. And he is going to score. There is a flag down back at the 8-yard line.
It looks right where the holder was. I wonder if it's not roughing on the holder.
Yes. Holding on the kicking team, number 31. That penalty's declined.
Good.
Point is good.
Well, the penalty is on Kenny Younger. Turned down, and a momentum changer perhaps for Jimbo Fisher and the Seminoles. That turns it back into a 2-score game when it would have been a 3-score game had this not happened.
And this is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It's got a little kiss of cherry flavor.
You want cherry? How about a little kiss?
You can't beat a little kiss of cherry. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento, from one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
the 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. There's nothing like a pepper. And Kia. Now get great savings on the entire Kia lineup at the Kia New Model Celebration.
Florida State with the big 2 points as the extra point from Hazley never got off the ground. Wasn't his fault. Brian Saunders, the holder, dropped the ball. Hazley kicked a grounder into the line. He's missed only 1 field goal this year. That's the 3rd failed PAT. Nigel Bradham brought it back. Hard to believe that's not the first time that's happened in ACC championship game history. There's LaMarcus Joyner. Back in 2007, Virginia Tech fans might remember Brandon Flowers brought one back for 2 against Boston College.
Well, I've not seen this. I want you to watch. This is Charlie Brown and Lucy. Here's Lucy right here, and there she lets it go. And Charlie Brown, instead of landing on his back, he kicks it into the back of his offensive line, and of course Bradham takes it back for 2 points.
That could be huge. It was going to be a 3-score game. Even if Hazley had just missed the extra point, it was going to be a 3-score game. Now they're within 2 scores. The pass by Manuel over the head of Burt Reed.
Yeah, Stephen Friday, number 82, had good awareness there. He pulled off on that on Reed.
There is a flag down. There are only 3 penalties in the game, all of them against the Hokies.
Holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That looks like Stephen Friday, 82, must have put the hook on him. You're going to see 83. Here comes Reed coming across, and then Friday right there. Just a little hook on the top shoulder, and they saw it. Good awareness. They were trying to sneak him back underneath. That flat area was vacated, and Friday made a play on Saturday.
He's had a very good senior year. So the walk off to the 42. 11.5 minutes to go. E.J. Manuel, the sophomore quarterback, started for the injured Christian Ponder and has performed pretty well. He slips on this wet grass field as he finished his drop. Tough break for the Seminoles. Ball marked back inside the 33-yard line.
Oh, Sean, it had potential, and you're going to see the slip right here. He doesn't get his feet under him. And it's a shame because he had man-to-man coverage. They committed a guy down for a blitz. The blitz was picked up. The middle of the field was wide open.
Loss of 9 on the play. Jimbo Fisher wants him to speed up the operation here. They're just now getting out of the huddle. Certainly don't want to waste a timeout, trailing with 10.5 minutes to go. They get it off hurriedly. Manuel has a man. Relaford, the tight end, with some run after the catch to get him near a first down. To the 48-yard line. They'll need 4 more.
Hey, this Manuel kid, he is impressive. We saw a similar thing a year ago, Sean. Remember, we had Ohio State versus Iowa. And the young quarterback for Iowa put on a show.
James Vandenberg.
Yes, he did.
In for Ricky Stanzi. The Florida State folks know that E.J. Manuel has terrific talent. Led him to a 3-1 record. Last year was the MVP of the Gator Bowl, Coach Bowden's last game. And filled in this year for Ponder. And beat Clemson. Quick throw, and they couldn't catch it. It was behind Willie Halstead and a little bit low. And now Jimbo Fisher has a decision to make with under 10 minutes to go, down by 15 points, 4th down and 4.
I'd go for it. That would have been a tough catch.
Great effort.
Good effort.
They are going to go for it. They're 6 for 6 on 4th down this season. coverage play. Manuel with time, high throw, and it's intercepted. Davon Morgan still on his feet. And back to the 35-yard line.
And this is the young mistake. Manuel had him. The ball just took off. He had a guy open inside. Going to come right back inside here. He has him. Now watch the umpire. I'm not sure. Maybe he was trying to avoid the umpire or not. I'm not sure. Yes, it looked like the ball went high. The umpire ducked, but it was there. He missed it high, and now it's going back the other way.
Fifth interception of the year for the senior, Davon Morgan, who brought it back 24 yards. Darren Evans on first down to the 30 for a gain of 4.
Evans started to go down and ended up on top of a tackler, potential tackler, and then picked up some additional yardage.
Talking to Burt Reed, trying to figure out what happened.
Coach Fisher's trying to figure it out himself, but what Reed's going to tell him is he was open. That ball just was too high.
There's a review of the last play.
Yeah, they're going to see that Evans was on top of a potential tackler, and so it didn't appear that he went down. So he sits right there. See, he keeps his balance and then goes ahead and gets the additional yardage. Good awareness. It's Marcus White, number 98, who hit him. See, his rear end never goes down. His hand goes down, which is legal, and he continues. A big, powerful guy. Now, he's coming off of a knee injury, and he'll be better next year than he is this year. It usually takes a good full year, and then the year after that is when you regain full confidence and your cutting ability.
This was their starting running back in 2008. Rushed for more than 1,200 yards. Was the Orange Bowl MVP. Looked like last season he just picked up where he left off.
Review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner was not originally down. It's second down.
Well done again. But he injured his knee, tore an ACL in the preseason, and the world might never have heard of Ryan Williams if that hadn't happened. Then Ryan Williams stepped in for Evans last year and wound up setting the single season school rushing record. David Wilson has joined the mix. It's an embarrassment of riches at running back for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they'll have a good problem for the next couple of years, because all three of them can run, all three of them are productive, and all three of them block pretty well.
They get along too, which helps. This could be an ugly situation. If there's any selfishness or jealousy. Timeout, Tyrod Taylor. With 8:28 to go. This team up by 15 and in field goal position again.
ESPN Monday Night Football. Jets Patriots at 8:30.
What's the dealio, little lady?
My Kiki, she's stuck in the tree.
Hold my stones. Hey, little Kiki. Easy, easy, easy. Atta girl. She'll be fine. She's just a little shaken.
Thank you, young man. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
It's Keith Stone.
Keith Stone? You're so smooth.
Always.
Smooth brewed Keystone Light is always smooth, like Keith Stone.
Historically, people have chosen their lawyers based upon their reputations. That's still the best method. The law firm of Killian & Boyd has never wavered from its commitment to provide excellent client representation.
Your choice of trial attorneys is a serious decision.
Make certain the lawyer you choose has a reputation for honorable and zealous representation of clients. Speak with someone you trust before hiring an attorney. We believe that those people will confirm to you that the lawyers at Killian & Boyd have the reputation and experience necessary for your case.
Have you looked at your bill yet?
Your phone bill. Your internet bill.
We looked at our bill from the phone company. We were wasting money.
Throwing it away.
I hate wasting anything, especially money.
We wish we'd looked sooner.
Wish we'd looked sooner. Ridiculous. Shocking. So we switched.
We switched. We looked at our bill and we switched to Comcast Business Class.
Great deal.
Fast internet.
Better phone. Tools from Microsoft.
So, have you looked at your bill yet?
Find out how much your business can save. Call Comcast at 1-800-391-3000.
Quote.com. Call 1-800-590-9530.
I'm Reese Davis with the Dr. Pepper Conference Update. We take you to the Big 12 championship game. Nebraska with a 3-point lead on Oklahoma. Landry Jones to Ryan Broyles. The spectacular catch went down to the 3. Nebraska's defense held him to a field goal. Sooners on the move right now at the Nebraska 40.
What a season Ryan Broyles has had. 2nd and 6, Hokies from the 30 of Florida State after the Virginia Tech timeout. Tyrod Taylor swung down. Great work by the freshman Xavier Rhodes, who stopped it after a gain of about a half yard.
Sean, you and I talked about him this afternoon, and you're watching the film and you're watching just a freshman out of Miami, Florida. He's 6'1", 210 pounds. What a good tackler. He reads things really well. This is going to be a good player. And he's already a good player. He's got a chance to be a stud. Good size, nice and long, can run well, plays zone and man equally well. And the tackling ability is what sets him off.
Another 3rd down for the Hokies. This time they do not convert. They were 12 out of 15 before being stopped there by Nigel Bradham. Darren Evans stopped a couple of yards short. And now a huge field goal try upcoming for Chris Hazley. He's made 19 in a row, which is the single season school record. He missed his first field goal attempt of his career in that opener against Boise State. Hasn't missed since. So this is a 43-yarder on a wet field. We've seen a lot of the kickers slipping. Good snap and hold, and a good kick. He got it. And that is huge. It turns it back into a 3-score game with 7 minutes to go.
20 straight, Sean. And the 21st, the one that he missed, potentially could have changed that Boise game and changed the season for this Virginia Tech team. They played 5 days later and got beat. And since that time, they've straightened themselves out and have played like this all season long.
Hazley's a walk-on. He just went to Virginia Tech, as he says, as a regular student. And then he got bored, he said, during his first semester. They had a tryout. He had kicked 1 year of high school. He'd been a soccer player, kicked 1 year in high school in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and kicked 1 field goal. But he went to the tryout, got invited to join the team as a walk-on, sat for several years as a backup, was put on scholarship prior to this year when it was obvious he was going to be the kicker for the first time. It's the 4th season in a row that they've had a walk-on senior place kicker, and all 4 of them, Judd Dunleavy, Dustin Keys, Matt Waldron, now Hazley, have done a tremendous job.
He's got a strong leg. He's a walk-on, huh?
A walk-on.
They're out there. Hey, if you think you have a chance, don't take the chance. I believe in that. I think that works well on a lot of campuses. There's a lot of kids there who have skills that just kind of are afraid to do it. He wasn't.
Justin Meyer kicks off. Greg Reed. Seminoles could use a big return from Reed. Gets to the outside and gets ridden out of bounds near the 36-yard line by Wiley Brown. Tomorrow night, ESPN gets you ready for the bowl season. First at 8:15 Eastern, the final BCS countdown. And with us, the official unveiling of each BCS bowl matchup. And then at 9, find out where your team will be playing in the Bowl Selection Special. The breakdown of each matchup from our experts. That's the BCS Countdown presented by Tostitos. And the Bowl Selection Special tomorrow night on ESPN. We know one thing's for sure. The winner of this game will be in a BCS Bowl game as the ACC champ. They'll play in the Discover Orange Bowl. The loser will head to a terrific bowl game. We were so impressed last year by the hospitality of the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta. Manuel dropped the ball and got it back, but lost a couple. This week's BCS standing brought to you by Vizio, and it's not likely to change at the top. Both Auburn and Oregon winners today. Congratulations to Auburn, the #1 ranked team in the BCS, have lost its conference championship game each of the last 3 years. So it looks like other BCS games for TCU, Stanford, Wisconsin. The Orange Bowl folks are here. Swing pass out to Taiwan Easterling. And he's to the 40. Here's Reese Davis.
Sean, Taco Bell studio update. The Apple Cup. Washington tied with Washington State at 28. Under a minute to go. Huskies needing a win to become bowl eligible. Jake Locker to Jermaine Kearse. Touchdown. Locker throwing for 226 and 2. And the Huskies are bowl eligible.
We had a chance to watch Jake Locker, and he's a talented guy. Raw, but talented. It'll be fun to watch him develop.
Third down. Manuel throws. It's caught, but it looks to be short of the first down. Rodney Smith out about a foot or two short of the marker. And they'll have to go for another 4th down. They went for one a moment ago, and Manuel threw an interception. I think at his size, this might just be quarterback sneak territory behind a great center, Ryan McMahon, making a school record 52nd straight start.
So if he doesn't fall right behind that left guard.
Well, instead it's a deep handoff, and they get stuffed. Chris Thompson didn't make it. John Graves with the penetration.
And they tried that left side. They tried Datko and Hudson, the 2 seniors, and they've had success there, but not this time. Graves just does a great job. Not a good job, a great job. Runs right through Ryan McMahon, the center, and knocks him for a loss.
I don't like that call. I know they're great on the left side of the line, but a deep handoff.
Yeah.
You got a 6'4" quarterback who needs a foot. 4-year starter, you know, run a quarterback sneak behind the line. Don't give him all that time to penetrate.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But credit Graves did a good job.
They also didn't have Ty Jones in the game. He's the bigger, more powerful running back, where Thompson's more of the outside speed guy. David Wilson, the ball carrier. He got about 4. And now the Hokies are starting to sense it. This is the 6th ACC championship game. This is their 4th appearance. That's more than any other school. They're trying to win it for the 3rd time.
Well, one of the big reasons we haven't talked about a lot, though, John Graves, who made that big play. He's kind of he's the motor that runs that defensive line, and he's done it all season long, and he punctuated it there with a big 4th down tackle.
Sports Center to follow. Post-game coverage of our game on ESPN3. David Wilson, the ball carrier, stopped a couple of yards short of the first down.
We talked about it in the first half. The offensive line here. Lanier 72, Nosell 75, Bo Warren number 60, the center, James Brooks 68, Christopher 62. They played themselves a more than solid game here tonight. They opened up running lanes and gave Tyrod Taylor time to throw and pick apart this Florida State defense. And in short, they played really well.
They're 12 out of 16 on third down tonight. Third down and 2. David Wilson stopped short. Xavier Rhodes made the stop.
Yeah, go for it here.
Yeah, I would think he would. In this wet field, probably a little bit too long. The field goal opportunity for Hazley, although he does have a big leg. 52 yards is as long. This would be 53 or 54, though. Thought Florida State might use a timeout here.
Bo Warren, the center, right there, number 60, right in the middle of that offensive line. That's Donnie Warren, the old tight end, a teammate of mine, the Washington Redskins. That's his boy. And
those are two brothers who have played linebacker for the Hokies as well. 4th and 1. Timeout Tyrod Taylor, who, like the veteran he is, has been milking the play clock here with the big lead. 44-26. Virginia Tech with 3:04 to go.
Celebrate the season with something a little unexpected. Like the new Kia Sorento. From one of the fastest growing car brands in the U.S. It's an IIHS top safety pick just like the Soul, Forte, and Sportage. Now at the new model celebration, save on our entire lineup. And check out the all-new 2011 Kia Optima. And for a limited time, lease the Sorento for just $239 a month.
We talk about traditions, we talk about the big turkey and the big pernil.
I call Europe a lot, Italy, Spain.
I'm in touch with old friends.
My mom and I are very chatty.
That's one of the cool things with Vonage. It's one set price, unlimited calling, and no surprises at the end of the month.
No annual contract? I mean, that's even better.
Once you try it, you're going to stick with it.
I'm Judy Compress, and this was my last bill before I switched to Vonage.
This holiday, switch your home phone to Vonage and get unlimited domestic and international calling, now with no annual contract.
Follow the drive to the national championship on ESPN College Football Final. You'll see all the big plays, the shocking upsets, and the great escapes that happen every week on the drive to the national championship. All season long on College Football Final.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Auburn and Oregon shine with BCS title game spots on the line. Should the Pats be worried Monday night? Oddly enough, the Jets coach says yes. And Tiger shoots in the 60s again. Is victory at hand? It's all coming up on SportsCenter after the game.
This week on Monday Night Football, it's an epic showdown. First place in the AFC East on the line. Mark Sanchez and the Jets in Foxborough to take on Tom Brady and the Patriots. 8:30 Eastern time on ESPN. Monday Night Football coverage beginning at 7 Eastern with Monday Night Countdown served by Applebee's. Jets won the first meeting. They have a perfect division record. Both 9-2. 4th down, a long yard here for Virginia Tech, trying to put this one away. Tyrod Taylor fittingly does it himself. Under 3 minutes to go, they move the chains again with an 18-point lead.
Smart play by an MVP player. And there can be no other player on the field more deserving than the most valuable player of this game than that man right there, Tyrod Taylor. Frank Beamer knows it. He called his number. He trusts him implicitly. Another first down.
4th time he's rushed for a first down tonight. He's thrown for 263 and 3 touchdowns without an interception. David Wilson to the 28-yard line. There won't be any mystery who tonight's Dr. Pepper unrivaled player of the game is. Tyrod Taylor. Already the ACC player of the year, the offensive player of the year. He's the Dr. Pepper unrivaled player of the game. Timeout, Florida State. The Hokie fans are a little chilly here tonight. Don't like that. Here's a look at the night for Tyrod.
Well, he did this from the beginning of the game all the way through. Used his arm to beat him with the pass. He used his feet to get him out of trouble. He ran for first downs. He saw the whole field. He made every conceivable throw and seemingly every conceivable run. Unrivaled is the right word. He was not matched on this field tonight with his effort.
Great work by the offensive line. And hard to tell what Florida State was doing. They didn't really rush him. Maybe they were trying. They didn't particularly cover well.
And then when they did get a rush, he just left a couple of jock straps laying out there. He faked them out. And that's as good a game as I've ever seen him play.
2nd and 6. David Wilson. They're going to call another timeout. Well, we saw this at Oklahoma when Florida State was getting throttled. They used their timeouts at the end, battled all the way to the end, even when the outcome was no longer in doubt. Coming up after the game tonight on ESPN. Stay tuned for Sports Center for post-game coverage. The trophy presentation and the rest. This 2010 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Tune to ESPN3.com. Well, fitting that we have the oranges behind us, the Orange Bowl, because that is where Virginia Tech is heading. And give them credit. I love those. Let's do that again, will you, for the people who haven't had the thrill.
You got to get some of these. Hey, people who need them, these are pretty good.
If you say so.
Yeah, they work. But you know, I got to tell you, this Florida State team, they're going to go down in defeat here. But this is a young team, and there's a lot of young talent. And so I think, you know, the cupboards are pretty full, particularly with the young quarterback. They'll add some more things to the mix.
High throw on 3rd down and 4. Danny Cole couldn't catch it. Yeah, they've had a very good, terrific year. First year for Jimbo Fisher, winning 9 games, beating Florida and Miami in the same year. First year coaching any of those schools who did that was Galen Hall. 9 wins in the regular season, the first time since 2003. A chance for a 10th in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. You're peeling an orange.
This orange smells really good. I hope it tastes as good as it smells.
Virginia Tech deserves the credit tonight. They have deserved the victory here, and they deserve a remarkable amount of credit for what has happened with their season. You know, they lost to Boise State, had to play 5 days later against James Madison and lost that game too, and the season could have been a total disaster. And now they're going to win 11 games in a row.
And again, we'll go back to that game. It was a big game, and they were young, and they were young in a lot of spots. And since that time, they've solidified their defense. They've played a lot of young players. They've gotten better. Tyrod Taylor has taken this team over, and they're going to peel an orange when they go down to Miami, because this is a good football team right now, and they're playing their best football. And they have the 2 losses, but the way they're playing right now, you know, had they have a do-over, we might see a completely different result.
Be interesting to see who their opponent is. We'll find out tomorrow night on ESPN. So Florida State takes over on downs. They still have 1 timeout left. Chris Thompson got what he could and then ran out of bounds. He had a highlight last week. Chance to talk to his idol Warwick Dunn. We got the Gatorade buckets ready. Don't know if Frank Beamer at age, I don't think anybody, regardless of age, wants a Gatorade bucket on a 30-something degree night. Frank Beamer now 64 years old.
And still as good a coach as he's ever been.
And as good a man as you're going to meet in college coaching as well. Thompson out of bounds the other way.
You mentioned about Warwick Dunn.
They're going to do it.
Yeah. They better bring that little snuggie with him right. Oh, he doesn't even know it. Oh. He's going to smile, but inside that smile, he's like, if I find out who did this.
Oh,
that couldn't feel good.
You know, he loves everything it represents. There's such affection for this team. And clearly they do for him as well. Taiwan Easterling out of bounds for the first down across the 36-yard line, shoved out by Eddie Whitley. He's had a remarkable career. This will be win number 240, which will tie him for second among all active coaches in FBS football with Jim Tressel, behind only Joe Paterno. Joe Paterno is the only coach in the country who's been at his head coaching job longer than Frank Beamer, now in his 24th year at his alma mater after 6 terrific years at Murray State. You and I travel around. We meet a lot of terrific coaches and a lot of great guys, but if you had to pick the list of coaches you like and admire the most, not only for the way they coach, but the kind of people they are, it would be hard to surpass Frank Beamer.
And the way they run their programs and the way they treat their kids and their commitment to them, not only on the field but in the classroom. I think he runs as good a program as there is. There's a short list. You and I have talked about it many times, but Frank Beamer is at the top of those lists.
And on his way to the College Football Hall of Fame someday. And the career of Tyrod Taylor winding toward a close. Mike O'Kane is the quarterback coach. Former NC State head coach. Sports Center coming up next.
What a game he played. Sean, we've had the pleasure of watching him play in some big games, and tonight may have been his biggest.
Chris Thompson might have slipped on the ice out of the Gatorade bucket over there. No, you're right. He was solid in every respect tonight.
He did everything they asked him to do. He was in complete control. We mentioned it earlier. He's as good a kid as a player.
Is he a pro? You think
Yes,
he could be
yeah,
an
he's a
NFL
pro
quarterback?
Yes, he will. I don't know how high he'll go. He could be like a mid-round pick because there's some things mechanically. But what he does doesn't always fit at the next level. He'll have to become more of a pocket passer. But there are things that he does that hard to coach against, and that's his ability to take off and run. But he does a nice job of keeping his eyes down the field.
Good throw by Manuel. Burt Reed couldn't quite run under it off his fingertips. The 3rd and 13. We mentioned the Hall of Fame. Their annual dinner's next week at the Waldorf in New York. Congratulations to all the inductees. And they have the 16 scholar athletes who are going to be honored. Christian Ponder is one of them. He didn't have a chance to play tonight, and I'm sure he's very disappointed. But here's a young man who graduated in 2.5 years. He'll be joined by 15 of the other very best football players and students in the country. And he has the great honor of being picked to represent those 16 scholar athletes who will get postgraduate scholarships. We told him on the phone the other day, we've been to that dinner, it's very long. He said, yeah, they told me I had 1 minute, and it's going to be a 1-minute speech. But you talk again about great people and people of accomplishment. Christian Ponder got his BS in 2.5 years, got his MBA last spring, and is working toward a second graduate degree in sports management. 3.7 GPA. Terrific person, guy who was really brought in, they thought, just to be a backup, and had a chance to play for the first time in 2007 at Virginia Tech when Drew Weatherford got hurt. And he played very well for a while, actually got them into the lead before the Hokies came back. But Jimbo Fisher said that was really the day the coaching staff realized, hey, this guy could be our starting quarterback in the future, and it turns out he was for the next 3 years.
And he'll have a chance at the next level as well. And then it'll take some time to develop, but he sees the field, he makes the throws, he'll have his shot.
Hopefully he'll get that elbow healthy in time for their bowl game. Manuel throws, caught for a first down. Conversion on 4th down. Burt Reed tackled by Jack Tyler. 8-yard gain. And Tyrod Taylor will be 34-7 as the Virginia Tech starting quarterback. When this one is over, Lonnie Pryor, the fullback, down to the 20. James Hopper, backup rover, made the tackle. We're told the likely opponents for Florida State in the Chick-fil-A Bowl are Mississippi State or South Carolina. It'll be interesting to see how the BCS picking goes. We were talking to some of the Virginia Tech people before about the Orange Bowl, there was some school of thought that if West Virginia was the Big East champion, if Connecticut lost tonight, the Orange Bowl might actually take them because they travel so well, perhaps better than a Stanford team, which would be another candidate to go to the Orange Bowl.
Well, both these teams travel extremely well. Virginia Tech, the Virginia Tech Hokie Nation, they bring everybody.
One came tonight from 2.5 hours away in Blacksburg. Manuel very close to the line of scrimmage. It's caught. There is a flag now. Chris Thompson credited with a touchdown at the goal line, but I believe they have an illegal forward pass across the line of scrimmage.
Well, he kind of lost sense of where he was.
Illegal forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Number 3 of the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Brings up third down.
The 20-yard line was the line of scrimmage. You can see it right there. And you know what, Sean? I think that's a legal pass. His foot is still here. Watch right there. His foot's still there, and the ball is coming out. I think that's good. I think that's a legal pass.
Unless it's overturned, it'll be the first penalty of the night against Florida State, and they are going to review it.
Play is under further review.
You know, the rule is as long as there's part of the thrower pass on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and when the ball comes out, it's fine. He can step over it. His foot is still behind the line of scrimmage when he makes the throw. Right there. So the ball's coming out right there, and that's really close. When we put our line in, now let's see right here. You can see it. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good throw. Ball is foot still there. Ball is out. Ooh, that's really, really close.
I think originally it looked like a good
pass. The entire body of the passer was not beyond the line of scrimmage. As a result, it is a touchdown.
For Chris Thompson. Yep. And give Jimbo Fisher credit. He saw this at Oklahoma when they were getting drubbed. They still battle all the way to the end, and they did again tonight. And Manuel winds up with a 20-yard touchdown pass.
He's going to have a lot of good football in him. They're going to be excited and pleased with what he does.
Well, Hopkins on. And the extra point's good. It's an 11-point game. Congratulations to Tyrod Taylor. He's the first player to be the ACC championship game most valuable player more than once. He was the MVP when they won in 2008 against Boston College, and he's also the first player to be the ACC Player of the Year and the championship game MVP in the same year. Some more accolades at the end of a tremendous career.
And he's also the first MVP to have to take off his championship t-shirt and get ready to go back in the game.
To take a knee, you would think. Well, you expect an onside kick here with 7 seconds to go. If you're going to fight all the way to the end, you might as well keep fighting the fight, right?
Why not?
Tomorrow night, ESPN gets you prepared for bowl season at 8:15 Eastern. The final BCS countdown. Witness the official unveiling of each BCS bowl matchup. You know the Hokies be watching to see who they'll be playing in the Discover Orange Bowl, and then at 9 Eastern time. Find out where your team is going this postseason. The bowl selection special. The breakdown of each matchup from our experts. Countdown presented by Tostitos and the bowl selection special tomorrow night on ESPN. 9 bowl eligible teams out of the ACC. Congratulations to Boston College.
Yes.
First team in the history of the league to lose 5 straight games and then win 5 straight. They won their last 5 games to become bowl eligible at 7-5. Another great coaching job done in the league this year by Frank Spaziani and his staff. Andre Smith grabs the onside kick.
Well, the oranges are going to be sweet. I can tell you from experience, because that orange I just ate was delicious. And I didn't
That's a
save
great
you
bowl
any.
game. They do a
Yes,
great
it is.
job down there, the Orange Bowl folks. including the Honorable Mayor of the great city of Fort Lauderdale, Jack Seiler, longtime member of the Orange Bowl Committee. Always look forward to seeing Jack. Tyrod Taylor takes a knee, and the highest scoring championship game of the 6 in the history of the ACC championship has come to its conclusion. And Frank Beamer now 2-8 against Florida State. They had lost 13 of the last 14 against the Seminoles at Virginia Tech, where they get the win tonight, and well deserved by Beamer, Tyrod Taylor, and the folks from Blacksburg. And as you saw, Heather Cox is with Frank Beamer.
Sean, thanks so much. Congratulations, Coach. ACC championship and an automatic BCS bowl berth. Coach, with the surprising 0-2 start to the season, how much more gratifying is this accomplishment?
Yeah, I said those 2 losses make these 11 wins seem better. And so proud of our team, proud of our quarterback. Thought he made some tremendous plays tonight, but our whole team, great effort, and just proud to be here.
Is this the most complete performance you've seen out of your team this season?
Well, we struggled a little bit. That's a good team on the other side. You know, Florida State hit us on some plays, and you know, I thought we gave up some, but overall it was great effort. I thought, you know, we don't always play well, but we always play hard, and I thought that was the case for us.
That's certainly a reflection of you, Coach. Enjoy the win. Congratulations. Speaking of your great quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, congratulations on the win. Most points in ACC championship history. What did you do to ignite this offense?
Just try to go out there and be the best player on the field and try to get our offense in the best situations. Coach called a great game for us to go out there and make plays, and we did it.
And you guys have now won 11 in a row. Hard to believe after the start that you had. In your mind, what was the turning point?
Right after the JMU game, I think there's just a senior meeting that we had with the guys, just to let them know that we had to turn things around quickly. And we did it against East Carolina, and they carried over for the season.
And now the sweet smell of oranges. You've got about a month to prepare for the Orange Bowl. Can this team get better?
I think so. Coach does a good job of keeping us in town to practice and things. Don't give us too much time off. So we'll be practicing and staying on our feet. So that's all we need to go out there and get better. Watching film earlier and find out who we got to play first.
Well, we'll give you tonight to celebrate. Congrats on the great performance.
Thank you.
Sean and Matt.
Yeah, they'll find out tomorrow who their opponent will be in the Discover Orange Bowl. Final score of this Dr. Pepper ACC Championship: Virginia Tech 44, Florida State 33. The Hokies, your 2010 ACC champions, they win the league for the 4th time in their 7 years in the conference. Coming up next, stay tuned for Sports Center for post-game coverage of this, including the awards ceremony. Tune in to ESPN3.com. Now for Matt Millen, Heather Cox, and our crew, Sean McDonough saying so long from Charlotte. Here's Sports Center.
Center Telecast is brought to you in high definition by Vizio.
It's us versus there's so many doubters that are out there, and we just wanted to prove them wrong.
This is Sports Center.
Oregon and Auburn stay perfect. The Game Day crew tells us who has the edge when the BCS title game kicks off in 37 days. 3 other BCS tickets also punched. Our college football insider projects the bowl season's best matchups. The Jets and Pats ready to battle for AFC supremacy Monday night. Rex Ryan explains why Bill Belichick should be very worried. And see how Tiger Woods took a step closer to ending a turbulent 2010 with his first victory since 2009.
Touchdown number 4.
Mascot was detained. He continued to throw snowballs. Let's start with the great finish. UConn, South Florida, 16 apiece, 23 seconds left. Dave Taggart, 52 yards for the win.
Oh, yeah.
The Big East title, a BCS bowl bid. Jim Calhoun, Gino Arima. Move over. The new BMOC in stores is Dave Taggart, BCS for the Con. Of course, full highlights coming up from that game in Tampa later here on SportsCenter.
And you know, TCU is saying right now, we can't get to the Big East fast enough. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Sports Center with John Anderson. I'm Steve Levy. For both Auburn and Oregon, it was real simple. Just don't lose tonight. You win, you got a chance to win it all in 37 days from now.
That is correct. At this point, there was no pollster or computer who can take a national title shot away. Only the Beavers or the Gamecocks could do that. Auburn, for starters, was not going to have any of that. South Carolina getting a second shot at the top rated title. Not much of a good deal for them. First quarter, Auburn up 7. Cam Newton, baby. Darvin Adams behind everybody. 54-yard pitch and catch. 21-7 Auburn. 22 seconds left in the first half. Looks like Cocky's going to get back in this thing. Steven Garcia, Alshon Jeffries got it. 1-yard touchdown. 16 seconds left. Looks like the Gamecocks going to go in at half. Down just a touchdown.